Sorry we're late. Whoever's watching. That was Matt's fault. And all
Not
right,
to call anyone out, but
there we go.
Blame the bard.
Yeah. All right, welcome to session 6. Quick recap. After you guys were hanging out in Bacanunya for a couple of days, you went around and gathered a bunch of information from a bunch of different people. Spent some time talking with Sigrid the Bard. You guys ran to Shanice, you ran back to Trot's over in the market, and just gathered some general information, and then you all decided that the city or the town of Ibat would probably be a better place for you to get further information. So you all decided to leave the town and travel throughout the jungle on the road. And as you guys, got about halfway through or so, you guys noticed on the eastern side of the road there was some activity happening within the tree line. Alcaeus had wound up detecting some stuff that was not to his liking, and there was some glowing stuff seen within. And at that point, you guys decided that it would probably be safer to travel through the actual jungle on the western side of the road. And for the most part, it was, until you guys decided to all, set up camp for the night. And after 3 of you set up camp, everything was all nice and cozy. Logan just happened to walk right into a giant scorpion that was hiding underneath a bunch of foliage and whatnot. After a really intense battle, you guys wound up prevailing, and then decided that you would find a different place to rest for the night. And you traveled for a little bit, realizing that you guys were kind of far from the road, and you made camp for the night there. And there was another quick little scuffle throughout the evening, but everything worked out well, and it's now the morning, and you guys all leveled up. So let's see real quick. It's 7 a.m. It's nice weather, and everybody's up. What would you all like to do?
oh. Question.
Yeah.
Are we all at full health then?
Yes.
Because of the level up?
Yeah. After a long rest, unless something prohibits you from getting your hit points back, you'll automatically get like a total heal.
Okay.
Yeah, so everybody's back to max.
Great. Well, that's comforting.
We're really fast healers.
We sure are. We were on the brink of death.
So, I am not very confident about continuing through this forest, my companions. I would really prefer to get back to the road.
I feel the same way.
If we have to run into any more of those scorpions, yeah, well, it's not going to be good.
As long as we stay away from the east, we should be all set. I can't detect undead often, but if it gets to a point where I need to, I can. About 3 times.
What sort of knight are you that you have that ability? Do you also dabble in magic of some sort?
I have some abilities my oath has granted me, but...
Oh, your oath. So, you're a holy warrior.
Nah, I don't really believe much in the gods, more about the power of my house.
Okay. Interesting.
Do you worship any gods?
No. Not any specific one, more just, in combat you tend to pray to whoever will benefit you the most.
I see.
Is baby okay?
Yes, she's quite alright. Didn't get a single nick, somehow.
She probably scurried up a tree.
I seem to remember her getting some scratches off on the beasts.
Did she? Oh, my baby.
I saw her when I was in the clutches of the claws.
Oh, wow, she's a brave one. Extra treats for you, little girl.
Oh, I'm sure she'd save us all for that.
All right, so let's see. Let's head east then, shall we?
East until we hit the road.
Right.
Let's go.
Sounds good.
Melica, before you go, would you mind saying a quick prayer over these two graves?
Of
I don't know
course
if you
not.
can- I mean,
I will say a prayer for them.
I checked. The ground isn't desecrated or anything, but I figured a simple prayer might not hurt.
They were very kind companions to you, and Melandra will keep them and make sure they are kept in comfort on the other side.
Thank you. Well, I hope it works. I'd hate to come across them risen up like the ones on the east.
To die in battle is an honorable way to die.
I agree. That's how I thought I was going to go until they saved me. But now I have extra reason to try to get off this island and make it home.
You honor them by living.
Yes. But I should go report to their families.
Certainly. I wish we knew of the others' families.
Still hope that they're alive. We didn't actually see them die. Isn't that a rule? If you don't see them die.
I haven't thought
There's
of
always
that.
hope.
Suppose there is hope. There are certainly other planes of existence they could have been dragged into.
Like hell.
Perhaps they woke up.
Hopefully not. It's possible.
Perhaps they woke up somewhere better. You never know.
Those things don't exactly strike me as celestial.
I have to agree with you there, Logan.
All right, so you guys will, gather your camps, you eat a little bit of grub or whatever for the morning, and gather all your gear, and you start heading east. You're kind of like just inside the tree line where you are. Do you just kind of like want to follow the tree line going east, or do you want to like cut through the woods, or do you want to like kind of go through like the clearer area? What would you prefer?
How far are we from the road?
If you pull out your maps and do like a quick little guess, maybe 3 or 4 miles, give or take. So maybe
Oh my
just
gosh.
over an hour.
How did we get that far off the road?
I don't know.
Well,
It was
I
dark.
suppose the road probably crept to the east as we kept going south. That's probably why we haven't run into it yet, but the map says it's there, so I just suggest we keep going until we get to it.
South? Through this?
No, east until we get to the road.
I agree. Okay. If it does put an hour on our travel time, then so be it. So we'll head east to the road.
All right. Any particular marching order? And how are you traveling? Stealthily, carefully, speedily?
Carefully, I think.
Yes, carefully. Carefully sounds good.
And
Should I go first?
yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Carefully.
Absolutely.
With Leicester in the front.
I'll go second right behind you and baby.
Yes, baby will be sitting on top of my head, trying to keep an extra sharp eye.
I will have my crossbow at the ready.
All right.
Alcaeus, shall I take up the rear?
Sure, I can take third.
All right.
All right, cool. Let me get a survival check with advantage from Leicester, please. First roll of the night.
Let it be. Okay. Please. Please.
It seems to be running so smooth. Knock on
Natural
wood.
20.
Ooh. How'd you see that?
He
Wait, what?
didn't.
Really? I was just guessing.
Oh shit. Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
I guess
look
we
at
gave
that.
that one away.
Okay, yeah. Even though you're like
Nice.
traveling, pretty carefully, and you're keeping your eyes about you. Normally, it would slow you down, but it seems like there's some kind of haste behind Leicester's emotions or motivation, and you guys want to get to that road as soon as possible. Let me get a quick D6, please, or not a D6, a D8 from anybody. First one takes it. Okay. All right, cool. All right, so you guys travel for about an hour or so, and you're back on the road. Okay. Now what do you got to do?
South.
Follow our previously planned route.
All right.
That's right.
Keep it in the same order.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. And how far is everybody from each other? 10 feet.
I don't
20
know.
feet?
5 feet?
5 feet. Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
We're pretty close to each
Okay.
other.
All right, everybody. All right, everybody holding hands.
Yeah.
Skipping.
That works. Nothing wrong with that. Okay. All right. Cool. Let me get a D10, please. Anybody?
Oh, sorry, I didn't whisper it.
That's fine. It doesn't matter. All right. It's easy going on the road, and you travel about another hour or so, and the road splits. Part of it goes.
Oh,
to
this
the,
is on the map, isn't it?
Part of it goes to the east, and then it also continues going to the south.
Okay, we want to go south still, right? Yes.
Yes, I believe so.
South is towards where we're headed.
Yes, we want to go to the one to the right. South.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I never noticed that little portal icon before.
Oh, what?
Just staring at it.
Oh, that. Oh, now I want to go to that.
I thank you. You see exact. I was like, oh no.
No.
What are you looking at? The leather map in excellent condition?
Yes.
Yeah, excellent condition. How the other path leads to a random little portal icon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think Melica has the map out right now, and we're all gathered around looking at it.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Like, oh, so, does everyone
That
see this
portal
icon?
Looks like a little doorway.
I am a
Is that
bit curious
what-
about it.
the doorway on the right side of the map? Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Yeah. But
Come on,
I'd rather go
Logan.
to
We may
Ibat.
never come back here.
yeah.
We're trying to go to a major city many miles away.
Maybe somebody in Ibat will know what's over that way.
Maybe. Or maybe not.
So just you want to satiate your curiosity and just go find out what that is.
I suppose we have more important things to do.
We don't know how long we're going to be on this island. We might explore everything eventually.
That is true, although I hope that's not the case. Okay, we shall continue to Ibat then.
All right, so everybody going south.
Yeah.
Yes.
We joke with Melica's just like, bye. Just
All right.
walks.
All right, cool. Let me get another D10. Anybody? All right. You guys travel for another couple of hours. It's probably, let's say, early afternoon now. And it's been completely uneventful. You know, very peaceful. You know, you're taking in the jungle around you, all these, you know, massive palm trees with all these different flowers seen all over the place. And, you know, occasionally you'll see these really colorful birds, like just hanging out in the trees, or you might see them flying overhead. You know, all kinds of different beautiful fantasy wilderness type stuff. And then, so let's see, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, you guys take a quick little break. You know, eat some food or whatever. Drinks. How you guys doing on water?
Let's see here.
I've got a water skin.
Yeah, I've got my water skin.
Water skin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Alright, so you guys are good. And, somebody roll me a percentile, please. Okay, very cool. Okay, and then let me get another D10. No, D10. Alright. Alright, you guys continue traveling further southward. As you're traveling, Melica, you're the one with the highest passive. You're starting to pick up, coming off the west, from the west, you're starting to pick up like ocean and swamp type air coming across, like over the hills to the left. And you can also see that you're kind of going down into a little bit of a valley where this, you know, both sides of the road, it seems to be like there's more hills and elevation, you know, in this section of the jungle as you continue traveling south. All right, and let's go. Let me get one more D10. Anybody? Okay, cool. All right. You're traveling further, and as you get down to, well, you know, it's starting to probably be around, let's say, early evening. You know, between, let's say, 4, 5, 6, or give or take. It's kind of hard to tell. The area starts getting a lot warmer, and you can see a walled city, or a large walled town that's kind of wrapping around this road, you know, that's up ahead. And as the surrounding area starts becoming more and more sparse, you start picking up like some scrubland type vegetation. It's like kind of switching over to like somewhat desert, and you can see like just to the north and west of this walled town, you can see like areas of forest where all the lines are all the trees are in perfect lines. So I mean, it's pretty clear to tell that this is some kind of farm, like a tree farm. And you can see different types of trees. You know, you can see like a big pack of trees that runs, you know, hundreds of feet across and who knows how far deep, where like all the trees are like bright red leaves. Then you can see like another patch that's directly to the, you know, to the west of it, where it's all like bamboo. You know, and you can see like, you know, closer to the road, the bamboo is kind of short, maybe 3 to 4 feet. And then there's another patch behind it where the bamboo is probably 12 to 15 feet. And then, you know, you can see another one behind it where it's a lot taller. You know, and there's like a lot of farmland that's to the northwest of this area that you're walking up to, this walled town. And I don't know what's going on, but my map's not uploaded. So I will bring that in right now. And yeah, so you see the walled town up ahead. What are you all doing?
Okay.
Well, according to my map, this seems to be Ibat.
Yeah. I would think so. It does seem to match, comparing the other features. So the wall, is it made out of lumber, or is it a stone wall?
It appears to be stone. Probably a mixture of limestone and some other rocks. And it's probably a good 30 feet tall or so.
Is there a gate, a bridge, a doorway?
Up ahead, you can
Portcullis?
definitely, yeah, you can definitely see some kind of opening in the side of the wall. You know, that leads
Well,
in.
let's-
And over the wall, like in the center of the city, or what you would assume to be is the center, you can see like one structure. It looks like a really tall ziggurat that's kind of like above the actual wall. And there's you can see like a couple of flags and stuff over the wall. They mainly just like colored flags, and no actual like symbols or anything that you would recognize. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Where the fuck is my map?
Well, let's head towards that.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Hopefully they like people.
Yeah. So as you
I
get
wonder if
closer,
they like people, yes.
all right, as you get closer to the wall, you can see a really wide entrance that's probably 25 feet tall or so, and about 40 feet wide. You know, and you can see some guards standing outside, and they're all dressed in like desert type clothing. So they're wearing like tannish or like brown robes. They all have like stuff covering their heads. You know, as far as like gear is concerned, you know, you can see like scimitars, spears, and shields. You know, for the most part, and and beyond that, you can see like some city streets, on the inside. And hold on, I'm in the process
Fantastic.
of uploading.
And the guards, do they look human, elven, what?
Their faces are all covered. They are humanoid. So
Okay.
around 6 feet tall or so. But you can't like tell, any kind of gender or anything. They're just kind of standing there like sentries. And there's probably a group of 4 on either side. And then inside, you can kind of hear some muffled cheering. It sounds like cheering and roars, but like excitement.
Okay.
Things like that happening on the inside. And just like peering inside, you can see like there's the street, and it seems to be made of like sandstone and whatnot. And you can see like some buildings, and all these buildings seem to have like the same motif, kind of like a Middle Eastern kind of feel, Mediterranean, Middle Eastern, things like that. Where's my map?
And the guards, do they have the Middle Eastern style clothing too?
Yeah, well, they're all wearing just like sand-colored robes, browns and sands and
Okay.
things like that. Oh, your icon disappeared, but I still hear you.
I see it.
Yeah, I'm trying to. My map is loading up.
Hopefully it's not a holiday and the city's closed or something.
Are there any flags or banners, signs, anything like that?
He like different colored flags. There's no like heraldry symbols or any kind of symbols really. But you do see like some burgundy flags and some like red flags and dark flags, things like that.
Well, I say we follow the sound of the excitement.
Well, let's see if those guards are willing to let us in first.
You're all approaching the gate?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Slowly.
You all approach, and, they don't seem to, they just kind of acknowledge you coming towards them, but there's no interaction. They don't move or anything, really.
Hello, gentlemen. Is this Ibat?
Yes, it is. Please, come in. Welcome to the town.
Thank you.
That was easy.
Maybe too easy.
Oh, don't say that. Don't put that in my head.
So, this is an interesting looking town.
Yeah, I'll switch over the maps as soon as it loads up. Sorry, guys.
It's lovely.
There was 2 maps that I thought I uploaded.
Oops, complimenting it. Oyster's probably let Logan taking the lead as soon as they hit the city. We're not in a forest anymore? Okay, walk to the back of the group.
Sure.
All right, as you all enter, it seems like a pretty busy place. There are all different types of people walking around, similarly dressed. They're all, dressed in like the desert robes and things like that. A lot of faces are covered. Of the ones you do see exposed, let me get perception checks from the group. Let's do that.
I'm sorry, I lost my dialogue box. I'm not able to bring it back up. Do you know what happened?
Oh,
Possibly?
okay. Yeah, in the upper right corner, you're going to see a little tab with 3 lines on it. Click that, and it should slide it back out for you. To everyone watching, this is bad DM. This should have been done. At least you all get to see me load up the map.
Yeah, the behind the scenes look. Exclusive.
Well, no, I still have that side column, but like when I click on the cartoon bubble, it's not switching over.
That's really weird. Any way you can do a screenshot and send it to Discord or something?
Sure.
Yeah, upload this map. Okay. Wow, everybody rolled shitty. Okay, yeah, you just see a bunch of random people in robes. And as you're all following the sound, it's pretty clearly coming from... Okay, let me look at this. It's pretty clearly coming from an area. You can see what like a large ringed area with all these like little like the little pointy flags, pennant flags or whatever they're called, I think. And yeah, that's really weird. I don't know why it's doing that. I have no clue. Try just like rebooting Roll20 or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, let's try doing that.
I keep trying not to accidentally burp pasta to the mic. Ugh.
All right. Okay, we're almost there. Any luck, Matt?
Ooh. Yeah, attack it on
finally.
tape.
Is it loading up for you guys?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. It's
Yeah.
still blurry on my side.
Alright.
It's acting.
Yeah, it's still blurry.
That's
do that.
oh, there it goes.
Enhance.
Enhance. Enhance. Let's see if I can find. I thought I set all this up.
Ooh, look at different trees.
All right, just ignore the grid for now. I still got to set up the scaling and all the good stuff.
There. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Loaded.
there we go.
It's so clear. Wow.
Okay.
Oh, there's not a foreboding pit right near the door. That's not terrifying at all.
All right. But yeah, you can hear all the cheers and stuff coming from that area directly to the left of where you are.
My-
You hear all kinds of cheering, and you can see like tents and all different kinds of things set up outside. You see a lot of large cages, and like that are underneath these large tents, and you can see there's like a tiger kind of pacing back and forth in one, and then there's another one that might have a couple of hyena, and just all different kinds of beasts in here. And yeah, you can hear cheering happening from within the ring.
Seems quite large.
Would anybody be interested in going to check out what all that commotion's about?
Oh, just for scaling purposes, each of the isometric squares are about like 50 feet. So the area directly to your left, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's about 250 feet long from where you are to the, the corner southwest of where you are.
That's not that bad.
Aw.
So that's not that bad.
All right, what are y'all doing?
We're going to see what the
Gonna go.
commotion is about.
We're gonna go check it out.
Okay. Yeah, as you start getting closer, you can see, there's people like standing in front of the cages, and again, everybody's like fairly similarly dressed, and you can hear different voices. It's like, welcome to the games. Come, there's games all day, all night. Pick your beast, make your name, find your fortune. And then you hear somebody else, and as you're walking by, like one of the big tiger cages and stuff. You can hear a feminine voice. Fancy a tiger. Things like that. Just keep walking.
Does anyone know what this is?
I mean, I come from a very large city, and I don't know if I've ever seen anything like this before. Oh.
You can hear like a bunch of footsteps, like pounding on the ground, like boom, 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 and people are cheering. Yeah, yeah, get him, yeah.
Eric, Matt can't hear you.
Uh-oh. All right. Reboot. Ask him to
You're not able
reboot.
to hear Matt.
And
Eric, or not?
I guess
Yeah.
Matt people can't hear you either.
Yeah,
I don't
that-
know.
Reconnect. I don't think they can eat each other.
Yeah, I don't think they can.
My heart broke their connection.
How about now? Okay, I think I heard Eric laugh.
Oh, hello. Yeah, I hear you now.
Oh,
Okay, cool. Alcaeus?
Yeah.
Tyler? Okay.
Yeah.
I never know if you're there.
It's like a watcher. There's people walking around with like little carts with food on it. You know, and they're selling like shish kebabs and like sugar dates and just random all types of Mediterranean goodies, grape leaves. Those are nasty, by the way.
I buy baby a shish kebab.
All right. Yeah, it'll be 3 copper pieces
Okay.
for a shish kebab. And it's all
Maybe.
lamb. It's lamb
happily
meat.
pop out of the hood.
Ah, you're a man of good taste. Yes, yes.
Pop out of life.
Only one. Are you planning on sharing it all? Oh, can anybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
I
Yes.
can hear you.
I don't want a shish kebab.
I'm drawn to the stomping of feet, and I want to see what's going on.
Maybe happily not
Yeah, same
nibbling
here.
the shish kebab.
All right, as you get closer and closer, you know, to like where the walls are, it's like a big gate that's about 20 feet wide or so, and you know, it's closed right now. And you know, you can kind of, you know, there's some guards in the front of it, similarly dressed. There's probably, you know, let's say 4 on either side of the gate, and these all have those large lizards that you saw in Bacanunya on chains.
Mhm.
You know, and they're acting like as the guards and whatnot, and you can hear what sounds like a bunch of not footprints, hoof prints, like horse prints, horse, you know,
Hooves.
you know, like that. There you go, thank you. You know, and like you can hear like the squeaking of, you know, maybe like wagon wheels or something like that, and you know, again, you know, then you hear like a loud crash, you know, and then you hear people, yeah.
Excuse me, God.
Yes, my lady.
What is the meaning of this? Why is everyone so excited? What is happening in there?
The chariot races. We're on the last train.
Oh, it's a race. Okay. How exciting! How do we spectate on this event?
Oh, there's an entrance on the other side. Just go in and you can purchase a ticket for your chair. And then once inside,
Well, if it's the
you can
last
do whatever
race,
you
then
want.
I suppose we shouldn't buy a ticket now.
Well, there are more events that happen after the chariot. The grand
Like what?
finale. There should be something very exciting happening.
Okay, well, let's get on with it. Let's hurry and find a good seat.
Absolutely.
Yes, it's just around the other side there, on the southwest side of the building.
All right, thank you very much, sir.
My pleasure. You know, so are you guys gonna just walk to the front entrance or
Yeah.
the entrance? Okay. Yeah, you continue walking through, you know, and you're just taken in by all the different, you know, there's like a bunch of different tents everywhere, and there's like you can smell all these different kinds of foods, and you can hear, you know, like animals roaring and barking and hissing and all different kinds of things going on in this little bazaar type area. And you walk around to the front, you know, and the entrance is a lot smaller, maybe 10 feet wide and 10 feet tall or so, and it's open. And you see an older man, you know, dressed in the robes, you know, and there's a couple of guards similar. This one seems a little shorter, maybe like 5 feet or so, but pretty wide, you know. And welcome one, welcome all. Come spectators, are you? Or do you wish
Yes,
to fight?
sir. We would like to purchase seats to the event.
Oh, excellent. Well, I mean, how close to the pit do you want to be?
I look over at the rest of the group.
Close.
Very good. Okay. Well, the pit side seating is 5 gold per. I have names. Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry.
Her.
No
Alcaeus.
Price?
No problem.
It seems a bit gluttonous. Does it not?
It's a little pricey.
We almost died last night. Let's have some fun.
I mean, Logan does have a point. We almost did die last night.
That's true.
I can cover if you need to.
We are still alive, though.
But yeah,
No, I can.
pit side is 5 coins per. 5 gold coins, and I have a different name for them. If I could find my notes.
Box seats.
Pit side. No box seats. It's just closer. But the top, the bleachers, they're much less expensive. Only 2 silver coins per chair. Per seat.
Is there anything in between?
Well, yes, there are 10 rows total. And each gets progressively more expensive as you get closer to the pit. Is it a budget you're trying to stay within?
You know what? I got you, Melica.
Well, if you insist.
Oh, pharaohs. They're called pharaohs. 5 pharaohs per seat. There we go. And the ones for the outside are 2 pyramids.
What?
Those are silvers, the pyramids.
I love
What
Oh, I
is
get it.
elect-
Pharaohs are gold, pyramids are silver. Okay.
Yes.
Is this some kind of pyramid scheme?
So
Yeah.
what's it gonna be? There's other people coming in and out. You're holding up the line.
Well, we're taking the pit seats, I suppose.
Excellent. All right. How many?
4.
4.
4. Very good. He reaches into a pouch and he pulls out 4 like sheets of paper that like seem like kind of really high end, like a cardstock almost, with like this little like a gold filigree around the edges. And then he pulls out like a little I guess it would be equivalent of like a hole puncher, you know, and he goes and he clips, you know, 2 boxes on each one, and you know, as the coins are given to him, he exchanges the you know, and punches as the coins are there, and he's like, all right, well, very well, enjoy the shows. Still a couple hours left of entertainment. You can eat inside and, you know, have a great time.
All right. I'm
you.
looking forward to this.
Thank you, Logan. I appreciate your generosity.
Absolutely, Melica. You're very welcome. Now, let's see what kind of food and drink they got in this stadium.
I could eat, yes.
All right, so you all going in?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. There's like a tunnel that's probably a good, let's say 30-40 feet long or so. You walk through there, you know, and you kind of, like, as you go through the tunnel, you know, and you go on the other side, you know, you start taking in like this huge arena type, you know, area. And after kind of looking around, you know, you can see the 10 different rows of seating with, you know, the furthest one out is higher up, you know, and the ones that are closest to the middle, there's actually a ring that's maybe 20 feet wide that kind of goes around like a track pit. And then in the middle of that is a pit that goes down, and you can't see how far down it goes from where you are, you know. And as you're there, you can see there's like 3 different chariots that are still like running around, and you can see like against one of the far walls, like one of the chariots has crashed into the wall, you know, from like a previous racer, you know, and you can see tracks and dust and everything. But there are 3, you know, chariots that are still racing around this, outside of this pit, and they're like fighting with each other and trying to take the lead, and some of them are trying to knock each other off. But they're not drawn by horses. They're all drawn by, I guess, the equivalent, like chocobos. So like these like ostrich type, like these big chickens, but not chickens, but they're birds. You know, and they all just have like they're very brightly colored like macaws, like scarlet macaws. So they have like bright red feathers, on their heads and their backs, and their wings, it's like blue, and then the chest is like a bright yellow, and they're pulling these chariots that each have 2 riders on them. Right.
Wow.
What are you all doing?
So our seats are over there. Is there an usher around?
Oh, you see a couple people walking around, like selling, they have like little like baskets that are hanging off their necks in front of them, and you can see like pitchers and like different urns and stuff like that with these like mugs and whatnot. You don't see any like ushers per se, but you see a couple of those people, walking around throughout the seats, serving drinks and whatnot.
Yeah. Well, I say we can all share a pitcher of wine. Is it too early in the day for wine?
No, never.
Yeah, somebody in the crowd is like, never.
You look at those birds they're riding. That's hilarious. What sort of animals are those? Has anybody ever seen such the thing?
I have never.
You know what? Let me get Arcana checks from everyone.
Arcana checks.
Yeah, and Leicester, and you can roll that with advantage.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. I don't think I know anything about it.
Alcaeus, you just see big chickens, and Logan, you actually you've heard stories of large birds like this of this coloring, but hold on a second, I will whisper you.
That's some big chickens. Look at all those chickens.
I wonder how they taste.
Me too.
You want to eat something that looks so glorious?
Looks like a chicken.
Alright, forgive the spelling. I'm sure you'll be able to gather what's going on.
Oh. Now that they're getting closer, I think I do recall. I don't recall what their name are, but do you see the faint glitter trails that are coming from behind them? I believe those birds are from the Feywilds, if I remember my stories correctly.
Oh my.
Whoever wants to take a look, as he points out
Yeah.
that description, go ahead and roll a perception check. Okay. Alcaeus and Melica, you can both tell like there is some kind of glitter or something that's being kicked up in the dust and the sand behind them. Very hard to see though. And Leicester, you don't know what he's talking about.
Sparkly birds.
Interesting.
Cool.
I wonder how they managed to acquire them.
Would I know what the Feywilds are?
Let me get an Arcana or History check, your choice.
Ooh.
I
I mean, also though, like I honestly kind of don't know what the Feywilds are.
Right.
Me, out of game.
I mean, you've heard like stories, like just fairy tales that a place exists, but as far as you know, they're just like kind of stories that are told to like kids, like before they're going to sleep. You don't really know anything of it specifically. And out of game, the Feywild is going to depend on the DM. But
Oh,
it's
okay.
pretty much like,
Is it like a different plane?
it's definitely, it's a different plane. Definitely a different plane. But it could be something like, Alice in Wonderland kind of area. Giant mushroom
Yeah.
forest, like super high fantasy.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, so as you're there and, you're talking for a little bit, you hear a loud crash and like one of the chariots, like kind of like you see it kind of drift out. I can't talk, I'm sorry. Kind of drift out as it's coming around a turn, and another one starts like trying to creep up on the inside. And the one that was drifting out, it kind of like bounces off the wall and uses that momentum to hit the other chariot, and it actually knocks it into the pit with the birds. And everybody starts screaming, "Ah, yeah!"
Well, I hope that's not where we're supposed to sit.
In the pit? I doubt it. So they went down the hole in the center?
Uh-huh.
Oh, no.
And then you hear like a crash on the bottom.
Certain doom.
Oh.
What kind of game is this?
You can hear like really loud, like an echoing voice. One more, only 2 remaining. Let's see which one will last. Is it Candy's Cadre or the Macabre Sisterhood?
Oh.
Ooh.
This isn't just a
Why'd you
race.
say ew to that?
This is an elimination.
Life and death is not a game.
So, I'm glad to hear this doesn't seem to be normally occurring.
This is not normal for a civilized society.
Let me get history
Well,
checks
I mean-
real quick. Go ahead, say what you're gonna say. But
Is there any like gladiator games back where we come
Yeah, are there?
yeah,
In
yeah,
Pallias?
definitely. Maybe not not in Pallias itself, not in like the capital, but I mean, people know of, gladiators and stuff like that. Pallias, like the gladiator pits or the fighting that they do have, it usually doesn't involve any animals or beasts and stuff, or it's more traditional. So like if there were races, it's going to be horse races, harness races with horses, stuff like that. They do have gladiator fights, with humanoids fighting each other.
So it does involve life and death, though.
I mean, it depends. Most of the time they do have life and death battles. It's something that does exist, although it's very rare. Most of the time, they were like, healers that kind of like sit on the sidelines to prevent people from actually dying. Either spare the dying or curing or, whatever. But, okay, so those history.
Okay,
I got 2
so
history checks. Anybody else? Well, I mean, both of those are good enough to where, I mean, you remember them saying in Bakanuni that Ibat is, even though they're very close, it's a very different place. You remember somebody saying that, either Tamia or, I think it was Tamia. Or Sigrid, maybe. I don't remember.
Okay. Well, it is not uncommon to have these sorts of tests of strength and will. But I do hope they have healers.
Yeah, I know.
Seems like a waste of perfectly good beasts.
I agree. The poor beasts, they did not know what they were getting into.
You guys gonna make your ways to your seats?
Yes.
All right. Yeah. After you find one of the vendors or whatever, and they'll direct you to where your seats are. And it's kind of like where the token is now. You're kind of like on the northern side or the northeastern side of the arena, like kind of like the 50-yard center line, kind of that deal.
Nice.
Wow.
On that side, and you could see like the people that are surrounding you in that area. As you start like squeezing by people, excuse me, whatever. These people, they're dressed in similar clothing, but the colors are different of the clothing, and the material seems a little different. Maybe a satin or a silk as opposed to a heavy cotton or wool. And instead of the tans and the browns, you're starting to get more into like the burgundies, and occasion like gold like mustard colored, and things like that. And you can also
Purple.
see that definitely these people, they are adorned with you can see jewelry. Like there's nobody here really hiding anything of value. You can see, like some of them have like multiple gold necklaces with large charms. You can see, like large gaudy rings on their fingers, and things like that or whatever. All of them here also, their faces are covered except for their eyes.
Exactly what I hoped for. Excellent.
Looks like we're in the VIP.
Is anybody in the group? Well, actually, let me just hold on. Never mind. I'll look at your character sheets.
I think we should have changed clothes before we came to this event.
We're all set, but this is exactly what I was hoping for, Logan. You seem to be good with words. Maybe you can befriend your somebody. Maybe get some information from some of the wealthy. They might be more knowledgeable than.
Yes, and the wealthy people only want to be wealthier.
These area, you also notice
Wow.
here that, like, the seats are kind of like stadium seats, where they're side by side, but in the front, like right at the ledge, there is like a shelf, that comes out maybe like 18 inches, a foot and a half, and people are putting drinks and plates and stuff up there.
Yeah, so after we find our seats, the first vendor that comes around, I'll flag him down.
You hear a
Excuse-
feminine voice. Yes, my lady.
Excuse me, miss. I would like to order a flagon of wine for my friends and I.
Excellent. Any specific type?
What do you have?
Let me get a charisma check from you.
Oh, great. This is not my best skill.
Okay. You have a pretty decent passive insight. You could tell she's being nice to you because of where you're sitting. That's it. You're kind of like picking up that incognito attitudes, air in the nose. I mean, a nose in the air, kind of.
Yeah. Melica doesn't really care about that.
Yeah.
I'll just have a flagon of your red wine, please.
Excellent. Anything else? Any foods, fruits,
Yes,
perhaps?
What sort of food do you have?
We have all different types. We have, lamb and boar and hyena, lion, ostrich.
Would it be weird if I asked for the
When she
wine?
says lion.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Leicester is just looking at Alcaeus.
Definitely not lion. But some lamb sounds delicious.
Excellent.
Do you have any some rice with that, perhaps, or potatoes?
Yes. We can put a platter together for you. We could do some lamb, and we could put a nice salad, and then we could have some rice for you if you like, with some hummus.
I would like some ribs, please.
Ribs, okay. Would you care for hyena ribs?
Boar
Or
ribs, please.
Boar. Okay, excellent. Would you prefer wild or farmed?
Oh, farmed.
Farmed, excellent. Very well. All right.
And so it is fully organically raised?
Yes. No GMOs.
Yes, no
grand,
antibiotics.
no GMIs. No grand
Oh,
magics
oh.
involved.
Oh, excellent.
Yes.
Okay.
Excellent. And what about everyone else?
I'll take an order of the lamb. That sounds good.
Oh, excellent. All right.
This is making me hungry, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm still full of pasta. I'm good.
That's why Leicester hasn't ordered anything.
No. Leicester's not going to
She'll ask,
Baby's going to be like peeking over their shoulder.
is this all going to be on one tab or separate?
One, please. We can split it up afterward.
I see. Very well. Okay, and you? And she kind of looks at Leicester.
Oh, I'm very good for now, thank you.
Nothing for you. Would you care for some water? It's free.
Oh, yes, please. Thank you.
Excellent.
Enough for two.
Excellent. I shall return. And yeah, so she goes and, she leaves and, somebody else will catch their attention and, say something real quick and then, they nod and then they continue off or whatever. So you're there and you're all getting settled in and it's like the two chariots that are racing around, it's like neck and neck and they're like bumping with each other, and sliding each other off and like one of them almost like falls into the pit, and then it kind of like bounces back in, like only one of the wheels was off and they go around for like another, let's say 3 or 4 laps and then eventually, one of them crashes the other one into the wall and it winds up like capsizing the whole thing, and then the two, chocobos, they wound up like dragging the chariot and the person, the two people fall off, and then the last person, they both rise their hands, up in the chariot as they go around and do like a lap and everybody just starts, cheering and stuff. Some people are getting mad and like throwing like, like handfuls of like Greek lettuce or the equivalent, they're like, woo, whatever.
And rotten tomatoes.
Yeah, stuff like that. And the other people, some people are just, they're loving it. And, you notice like there's a person like amongst everybody around you. There's one kind of like little table that's actually right behind you, and these people, there's a group of 5 of them and they're all wearing like dark navy robes, with the heads covered and they have like a lot of like silver trim and like a silver like headband and stuff like that that's keeping the hood in place. And one of them pulls their like mouth covering off and you can see like a bunch of like tribal tattoos kind of running from like underneath the nose and like the chin area, and he kind of, you can see him like, feed himself a couple of things and he kind of smiles, and then, that's it. But other than that, everybody else is just kind of enjoying it. Of everybody in the whole area, these people, they don't really seem fazed, good or bad, by like the attitudes or, the action that's taking place around them. Then you hear an announcer, come over. And there we have it, Candy's Cadre. The winner of this battle, this bout. Everyone go up to the vendors, the windows with your tickets to redeem your prizes. And it's like, we'll have a brief intermission, and then we'll come up with a couple of events shortly after. And then you can start hearing some like music coming on, like Persian type music. Which I don't have set up either. Bad damn. What's everybody doing? Anything?
Expected us to die in that forest.
Well, it seems there is gambling involved with these games.
Do you wish to partake?
Is that a part of the fun?
Not for myself personally.
Yeah, I would not put money down on things I'm unfamiliar with. Maybe if I watched them enough, we might get some idea. I wonder what I wonder what all the events are they have here, besides races.
I assume they all involve the pit. Seems like an important feature.
It would be difficult to remove in between.
I think I'm just going to watch for today, though. Not knowing anything about what sort of competitions they're going to have, I wouldn't know how to bet.
Exactly. Watch it today.
And we're saving our coin for a ship, aren't we?
That too,
They're way off this island.
if there is one.
If.
Maybe we can keep our ears open and listen around to these wealthy people. Maybe they have a problem that needs to be fixing that we could
They
get a
don't
good
seem
fellow-
very approachable.
Well, that's why we have Logan.
I peer over at Logan, questioningly.
We all peer at Logan.
He seems the most charismatic out of all of us.
He
and
is quite charismatic.
If anybody could break through these stiff exteriors, it would be him.
Him who?
You.
Eric, I can't hear you. Can you say something?
What's up?
Okay. I heard you. Okay, well. I'm going to look over at those fellows in the navy and silver with the tattoos on their faces. Do they look like some sort of elite guard or something like that?
Let me... Elite Guard. Describe Elite Guard to me.
Like a King's Guard, right?
I mean, you don't see any armor, you don't see any weapons.
Okay. All right, then when the waitress comes back, I guess I'll ask her.
Okay. Yeah, she'll come back, shortly, maybe 10 minutes or so, and lay everybody's food down, and whoever wants some wine, she'll pour it. Otherwise, she'll leave the bottle with the glasses there.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
even the eatery here is real nice, like the plateware. Seems to be like like a nice ceramic plate or whatever, and it has like some cool etching around the border of the plate, and it seems like there might be maybe an inlay of turquoise or some other kind of semi-precious stone. The goblets are all like nice silver with beautiful decorations on them. A lot of like serpent type stuff, like snakes and kind of for like the handle that kind of wrap up, and things like that. And then,
Okay.
all right, so what are you gonna ask?
Okay. Oh, thank you very much. I'll take out a gold piece and say, this is a little something extra just for you, my lady.
You are too kind.
I was just curious, could you, those interesting fellows behind us in the navy blue and silver clothing, they look rather interesting. Who are they?
Let me get a persuasion check from you.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, those are the Nadim family.
Oh, the Nadim. I've not heard of them. Are they one of the noble families of the city?
This town does not really have nobles in the traditional sense, but they live closer to the center, in the on the ring outside of the ziggurat. They are an influential family here.
Oh, what sort of business are they in?
I believe they deal with like the drakes, the small dragons.
Oh. And does all their family wear the same sort of garb?
Ah, yes. Most of the families of influence here are identified mainly by their attire.
Ah, I see. That way you know what their status is, I suppose.
It makes it easier.
And if we wanted to be friendly with them and say hello, do you think they would be receptive to meeting Outlanders?
Well, I mean, if you're interested in something that they're offering and have coin, then yes, of course, they are business people.
Ah, I see.
Oh.
Right. Well, Alcaeus, you're a businessman. Any ideas?
I am far from a businessman. I'm only fledgling, but
Were you not supposed to go seal a big business deal with the elves of Vidania?
yes, yes, but
Or was that more in your retainer's wheelhouse?
no. That's my
Rest in peace.
test. He said I'm not
This is
proficient.
a
This is-
test. You are equal to the task.
Mm,
As I said earlier, wealthy people are always looking to become more wealthy.
Well, the waitress said that their family deals in the drakes, which are those large lizards that we saw. Anyone care for a pet lizard?
Mm-hmm.
No,
I shiver.
not at all. Not interested.
I mean, that's intriguing, but instead of buying one, maybe they could.
So,
maybe
like
they
the
need help.
lizards that the guards have?
I don't know. Maybe they're not the family we want to talk to, though. Maybe the other ones in the burgundy and mustard color, I think it was, or yellow.
I wonder if all of the wealthy families live in the center of town. There may be an inn close to that part of town, if we're lucky. Maybe ask them where we could stay for the night.
Ah, that's a good intro. Why not? Anyone care to be my wing man or wing person?
Be sure to tell them we have the coin.
I can help you. I mean,
Okay. All right. Eric, I am going to approach that family. What was their name again?
Nadine?
Nadine?
Nadine. Okay. All right. As
Oh, I lost you. Did your mic go out?
Uh-oh. Yeah, I can't hear him either.
he gone.
yes,
Uh-oh.
Okay, there you
rest
go.
in
Oh, there he
peace. Oh wait, no.
He's back.
can you hear me?
I can
Yeah.
hear you now. Yep.
Okay. Eric, did you hear me?
I can hear you now. I didn't hear what you said before.
Okay. I said I'm going to approach the Nadine group then, and as we get to them, I'm going to take off my hat and bow and do a little flourish with the hat and say, "Greetings, noble Nadine."
I'll bow behind him.
I mean, they all look at you.
My friends and I are outlanders, new in town, and we were hoping you might be able to recommend.
Recommend what?
Uh-oh.
Your mic went out.
Oh no.
Hello.
Oh no!
Matt.
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 Matt. Matt.
Me.
Matt.
Matt.
Matt. Matt.
Ah. Swirly arrow, swirly arrow. I just noticed in the background music that you have going right now, there's like mosquito sounds, and it's really disturbing.
Sorry.
It's, oh god, it is just putting me in a
I only hear
place.
birds.
It's been going for like the last
You listen
2 hours.
closely.
Hour and a half.
I mean, I only just recently noticed the mosquitoes, though.
Yeah, it's like little gnats and
I'm
stuff,
glad I
you
cannot
know.
multitask that much sound.
Matt.
Oh no, I hear them now. You've cursed me.
Ah,
Oh no.
Matt!
Oh, that's sad.
He probably realizes by
Other
now
people,
that no
like,
one could
pull
hear
their
him.
own rations.
Uh-oh.
Oh, there he
Oh,
goes.
He's
he's
gonna
rebooting.
reconnect.
Maybe.
Hmm.
Oh,
I feel like with the way his mic was behaving, it has something to do with his mic and not the program.
Must.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe
it
it's
seems
not
like
fully
Roll20 is running pretty smooth for me.
Hey, buddy.
Yep.
I can hear you.
Yeah.
I can't.
Eric cannot hear you, but
Oh, let me
I don't know.
I hear him now.
Oh, there you go. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, what were you saying? I'm sorry. You said something recommended and then it stopped.
A place for my companions and I to stay. Something nice.
Let me get a persuasion check from you, please.
Okay. Sorry, I rebooted, so I gotta pull up my character sheet again.
No worries.
Did we get inspiration at the end of last session?
Nope, I don't think so.
Okay, I just wanted to check.
It was more demoralization than anything.
True.
Yeah, we definitely got a lot of that.
Guys, level up. But it's cool. You got the point.
Okay, persuasion. I'm good at that. Oh no.
Oh.
Okay. One of them, kind of looks at you. Of the 5, this one has the smallest frame, but it's still kind of tall. Even though they're sitting down, and you're looking in the eyes. You can see the eyes. Like very beautiful, very clean and meticulous eye makeup that comes out to like wingtips on the sides, and it's like a little curly thing, and whatever. You can
Okay.
tell, and there's like some kind of like very faint eyeshadow, almost like a bronze, that's like barely noticeable on their already like tan skin. And kind of pauses for a second and kind of looks at you up and down, and then looks at, Alcaeus standing right next to you. And you hear in a feminine voice, "The Magic Carpet Tavern is the place for you. Now, if you don't mind, I am getting back to my company. The game should be starting again very soon."
Right. Thank you for the recommendation.
Kind of like does a half-ass little nod,
All right, Alcaeus, I believe they'd like to be alone.
Oh, no, yes.
All right, we'll head back.
I mean, it wasn't far, I mean, they're like seated less than 10 feet away from you.
Okay, but still,
Yeah,
we'll go back
there you go.
back to our group. Well, I got a recommendation at a tavern, but they didn't seem like they were in the mood to chat.
What's the name of the place?
The Magic Carpet Tavern.
That sounds like a joke.
Well, we are in a whole new world. I mean, you never know.
Oh, wow.
Good,
That,
good, good.
that reminds me of a song I heard.
Psychic damage.
I can show you the world.
My psyche is permanently damaged.
I start playing the tune on my mandolin. Yes, I think it went something like that. Da, 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 da.
Maybe, Logan, in between the shows, you can do your own little show. Draw the attention to ourselves.
Is that a good idea?
It might
Is
not
that something we
be.
want?
It might not be a good idea. I thought we wanted to make friends.
That doesn't.
And who
seem-
doesn't love music?
doesn't seem like the friend type.
Or we could be kicked out
Hmm.
for stealing the show, which, I do want to see the next act.
As do I.
Leicester's just picked out some of his own rations and is just sharing them with Baby and eating those and trying to hide them because he's not sure. If
Yeah,
they're alive.
I'm eating my ribs, and I give Baby a rib,
I mean,
a
the
piece
food,
of rib.
The food is absolutely exquisite. I mean, like Mama Juana's was really good, but this place kind of, it's like a step above Mama Juana's. And
Wow, I wonder how many shells this has on
you
kelp.
guys, you guys
Where-
are starting to realize that, like, while you first came in, it was like really hot. The air was dry, lots of dust, and this, that, and the other thing. And it's like in the area you're in, it actually seems to be a little bit cooler. It's a lot more comfortable. The chairs are actually like a little cool, to the touch, and it's really nice for like outdoor seating. It's really nice.
This was a good idea, Alcaeus.
I have them sometimes.
And as far as like the center is concerned, right now there's just like people cleaning up, like broken chariot bits and pieces, and they're like they're kind of walking around with like these large, like stiff nets, that they're kind of like pulling over the sand to like smooth everything out.
Have
Like a
we seen
Zamboni?
anyone get pulled out of the pit?
Let me get a perception check from you. Okay. You feel pretty certain that you have not seen anything go in or out of that pit since the race ended.
Who is sitting to the left and right of us?
Just more people in, nicer robes. Hard
Well-
to make out any details. They're just, they're all humanoid.
Yeah. You can't see their faces. I mean, I don't want to talk to them. Feels weird, but I'll turn to the people to my right.
Mhm.
Ask, excuse me, what do they do with the people in the pit?
Everybody's fate is determined individually. A lot of people who compete are actually criminals that are trying to get their freedom back. Sometimes the cost is their life.
Oh, wow. Well, I suppose it's better than innocent people.
There are some innocent people who also participate, but their motivation is usually more oriented towards greed and fame.
The things that people do
But who
for
am I to
fame
judge?
and money.
Yes, well, I am a bit of an enabler myself, because I am here almost daily.
Oh,
Daily. They have these shows daily.
Yes. Yes, this is one of the greatest things over here in Ibat. Plus, it helps keep the peace, helps keep the morale high.
Well, what is the name of this place?
Ibat.
No, I mean where these games take place.
Oh, the arena. That's it. Nothing fancy.
Okay.
Where are you from?
We are from far away from here. Okaria? I am from the great city of Palias. Have you heard of it?
I'll let you know as soon as it's popped up.
Oh my gosh.
I can't see it. Oh,
oh,
Pelias. That's very far from here. Actually, it depends on how you travel. But yes, I have heard. What brings you here to Ibat? This not very common occurrence to hear of people coming from Pelias.
Oh, our ship actually did crash on this island of 6. And we made our way here. We're on our way to one of the larger cities to the south.
You came here via ship.
Yes.
yes.
Pompelius.
Yes, we did not mean to, however, and is this a common occurrence?
It's very peculiar, actually. You don't know
We've-
where you are, do you?
No, we don't.
No, where are we? What do you mean?
And that's where we'll take our break. All right, let's get back here.
Oh,
It's 8:07 now. Let's get back. Let's say 8:25. That gives everybody 18 minutes. All right. And let's try and
Okay.
actually let's get the game started. By 8:25, please.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll be back in a little bit.
Oh,
alright. I'll be back.
We'll be
Hey,
back.
hey.
Hot mic.
Chey,
Hey.
I cut out for a moment. Who are you talking to?
Someone to the right of us.
Okay.
Some more hooded people.
Okay.
But they're different from the ones you spoke to.
Okay. Well, this guy sounded more talkative. Did you make a...
No, I haven't made an acquaintance with him yet. I didn't get his name. You're cutting out again. I can't hear you.
I was saying these guys sounded more talkative. Did you make a successful charisma check or a persuasion?
No, I didn't have to roll anything.
Oh, okay.
I just asked them what the pit was. Like, what happens to the people in the pit.
Okay. All right. Well, hopefully we'll get some plot.
Yeah, it sounds like we're gonna get some information.
Cool. Okay. I'll see you when we come back.
Alright, BRB.
I'm back.
Hello. Is anybody there?
Mm-hmm.
Harrow.
The quiet one is here.
I'm always around.
Yeah, he's always here.
Always.
All
Let me
reliable.
know. You will have to pay to make him talk.
What will it cost?
$3.50.
How much is your
Tree
time?
fitty.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't.
$300.
Or $350,000.
Man, all the above. Combine them.
Billion.
$1 million. Man, I just put some glitter nail polish over my regular nail polish, and I don't know if I like it. But it's too late now, because I already did it. Oh well.
Are you having glitter regrets?
No, I'm sure I'll just, it'll be nice to look at either way.
That's true. Anything sparkly.
Yeah.
What did I eat?
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm early. Everybody, well, I know Shay's here. Landon, Tyler.
It was fun. I found a white hair during break.
A white hair
A white hair. I've had white hair since I was like 13.
on your head?
Yes.
Oh no. I haven't found one yet.
It's right on the peak of my widow's peak, so it was very noticeable.
Oh no.
I literally just shaved my hair too, and I just happened to notice it, and I was like, what?
Oh my goodness.
So that's
It's the
fun.
beginning of the end.
Yeah, 2020 took everything from me, apparently.
Your youth.
Yes. Maybe it's purely scorpion related. Who knows?
Who knows? I think everybody gets at least a level for surviving 2020.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, at least. The problem is we're all wizards and Earth doesn't have magic anymore.
Aw. The saddest story.
We may not have magic, but
Cats.
we have cats.
We do have cats. Cats are awesome. I have bunnies outside.
Oh.
Oh,
That's the cutest fucking thing.
are they wild bunnies?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Little
Oh,
cottontails.
that's
We got cottontails outside of our yard. The only difference is because my nono has a garden, they are his enemy.
You say nano.
I
Are
live-
you Italian?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he's an old fashioned, so he sees any animal in his garden, he's like, that's my enemy, we must battle to the death.
That's too funny. I have this really large
Aw.
jasmine bush, like in between my house and the next. And there's a couple of little bunnies that live in there.
Oh my god.
It's the cutest
It's
thing.
so
We feed
cute.
them stuff. We used to have a garden,
I just
and they would come and eat like all our tomatoes and shit. But I didn't
Oh,
care. I was like,
They
whatever, it's
love
cool.
me.
yeah, I
weird,
don't
'cause they'll only
I
kill, like, a
would
bite or
care.
two.
I would probably care a lot more than that.
You're so cute, though.
All right, let's get back into it. I see Matt's bar moving, but I don't hear him.
I'm here.
All right, cool.
I hear him breathing.
Sweet. Yeah, my throat is froggy as fuck. Sorry about that. Yeah, so the person next to you, you don't know where you are, do you?
Not really. Could you enlighten us?
Perhaps later after the games. Would you be guests at my house this evening?
Well, of course we would. What is your name, sir?
I am Jacob Farud.
Okay, hold on a second. For some reason, I have not had my notes pulled up this whole time.
Jakob?
Jacob.
Jakob Farut.
Farud.
Farud?
Farud.
Farut.
I know of Peleus through old business ties. I'm actually from the same place. Not Peleus, far to the south. I'm from Bear, actually, in the Gelden Sands deserts. But yeah, you're quite a ways from home. So, yeah, let's enjoy the rest of the night, and afterwards, come to my house, and we'll talk more.
Oh, certainly. I am Melica, by the way, and my companions here are Logan, Leicester, and Alcaeus.
It is truly my honor to meet you all. Do you
Nice
have
to
a holy
meet you,
symbol?
Jacob.
I'm sorry, hold on.
Likewise.
Does anybody have any visible holy symbols?
I do.
No.
I mean,
What do you
a
have
shield.
and where is it?
I have a lantern. It's on an amulet around my neck.
Oh, okay, around your neck. Okay, all right, cool.
And then my shield has mine.
Okay. What were you saying, Logan? Matt?
Nothing visible.
Okay. Alright, so. Alright. And you say, oh, I believe the games are about to continue soon.
All right. We shall talk afterward.
Okay. And, he's there with, another companion, tall like him, but a smaller frame. And, they kind of like whisper to each other real quick. And then they both start clapping, as the announcer comes back on, let the games begin, and you see around the ring, you start seeing like, like a gate open up on either of the long ends, and a couple of, people start coming out from both ends, and they start fanning out. So now it's like 10 on either side. So it's like 20 total that are evenly spaced around the ring, and they're all dressed in, it's a mixture of different humanoids, humans, some elves, pretty standard stuff or whatever. And they're all wearing like light armor, mainly leather. You can see like little pieces of metal here and there, maybe like a pauldron or like a shin guard. Some of them have like shields, short swords, and helmets. Some of them have tridents with nets. You can see one with like 2 battle axes, and stuff like that. And yeah, there's some more announcing and stuff going on. You could hear a bunch of like hush talk, kind of like take over the entire arena. Just like people dealing with people to their immediate right or left, and you can see like like little exchanges happening. You don't really see what's being exchanged, but you can tell that something is being passed from one to the other, and it's just kind of like throughout the entire thing. It's safe to assume that people are making bets and doing whatever.
Ooh,
And then
how exciting.
and then, so stuff like that, and then you hear like a big gong bell, bzzz, and then like all of these warriors, and they start like slowly walking around the pit, like the whole ring. And then after like let's say 2 laps of them walking, and like they're raising up their weapons and gathering like cheers from the crowds and all different types of energy coming from all over the place. And then they all stop, and then they all kind of like bow towards the center where the pit is, and then you can see them all bow towards like the northwest section, and you can see like pit side on the northwest section. You can see now it's like there are some people there, like a group of like 6 humanoids that seem to be more outlandishly dressed than everybody else, and all of them they're all there, and their faces are exposed. And you can see some of them have like tattoos on their face, male or female. There is one that catches your eye, and it looks like a female humanoid, and it looks like her entire body is wrapped like a mummy, except for her face. And you can see like a little crown, like a circlet, that's like kind of glinting in the late sun, and you can see like a little there's something sticking up from the center of her circlet, but it's kind of hard to make out from where you are. And you can see like some kind of like vestments or something, that's covering, just her body that's wrapped up, but it's pretty exposed otherwise, so it's kind of, from where you're looking at it, just looks like a scarf that's hanging long on both sides in the front, but and it's like kind of belted at the waist. But other than that, you can see like the entire body except her face. Like her head is wrapped, her neck, her sides, her ears, everything is just her face. It's open. And then with that, another loud gong sound is heard, and you can see these people just start like going at each other. They start fighting. Sand being kicked up. You hear cling, cling. All different kinds of things. And this crazy battle royale that's going on between these 20 warriors. Anybody doing anything in particular?
No, just watching.
Oh, I'm definitely watching.
Okay. Yeah, it's just an
My
entertaining
interest has
battle.
been piqued.
And this is probably going on for like a solid, let's say, 5-10 minutes between everybody. A couple of them are getting knocked into the pit. Some of them are getting like knocked out or stabbed and just falling onto the sand. And it eventually whittles down. And there are like 2 people remaining. And you can see like a really tall female, with like a great club. Versus the burly man with the 2 battle axes, and they're going at it. And we'll roll a D2. Odds for the battle axes and evens for the great club to see who's the victor. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it seems like this, really intense battle that's going on between these 2, and then it's like the one with the battle axe knocks the great club, out of the woman's hands, and he kind of like raises both of his axes to come down, to chop down on either side of her head, and it's like she'll quickly like lunge forward and knock him to the ground, pulling his feet out from underneath, and it's like she has like one of her hands on his chest, pinning him down, and she's just like repeatedly punching this guy in the face, just and like every punch, the crowd is like stuff like that or whatever. And it seems like she goes to like raise up one more time, and she kind of like looks around to the crowd to get their approval, and everybody starts screaming and stuff. And then the guy on the bottom, it's like he grabs a handful of sand, throws it in her face, and then quickly like switches over and mounts her from the top, and then just starts like pummeling her in the face with both of his hands, boom, 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 just repeatedly. And it's like half the crowd is like upset, and the other half is cheering all excitedly. And then eventually, he just goes up for one more punch and just boom, hits her, and she stops moving. And the crowd goes silent for a second. and then like he like he's very weak, and he quickly stands up, and kind of brushes himself real quick, and looks down at her, and she's not moving, and you can see like a little puddle of blood accumulating in the sand, like right next to her face. And then he quickly like turns around and looks at the crowd and puts both of his hands up, and everybody starts screaming, and all this shit. Everybody gets all excited, and same deal. People are pissed off. People are happy. People are throwing shit inside the, into the middle of the arena. Like more romaine lettuce. And, other like produce and whatever. A couple people throw some goblets in there, and somebody throws a bottle. Oh, this is rigged. And shit like that. Or whatever. And then an announcer comes up. He's like, "Let's hear it for the Crusher." Yeah, and then people start, hitting the ground. Yeah, boom, 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 boom. And then he quickly, the gates open up, and then he walks off, with his hands and stuff like that. He grabs his 2 axes before he leaves, and then, walks off into the gate and then closes. And then you see some people come out and start dragging bodies out of the sand, to like the sides, into like other little doors that open up. And then same deal, a couple of minutes of quietness, people come back out again, and then like, they take those big flat nets and run them across the sand to like smooth everything out. Anybody doing anything?
Petting baby anxiously.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm drinking the wine.
Okay.
Yeah, just relaxing.
Alright. Yeah, everybody's eating, drinking, taking in the atmosphere. It's really nice. Some more time goes by, and there's a couple of small little fights. Little groups of like 3 or 4 that are like kind of positioned around the ring, and then like as each of those groups has a winner, then those people go against the next group, and it's kind of like a little tournament that kind of takes place, over the next, like, let's say 45 minutes, and then after all that's said and done, it's probably, I don't know, close to like, let's say 8 o'clock or something now. Everybody's eating, drinking, being merry, this, that, and the other thing. Then you can start hearing some like drums, deep drums in the like echoing, boom, 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 and then it's like, and for the final event, what everyone's been waiting for, and then you could hear like a loud roar coming from within the pit, Leister, let me get a nature check from you. Okay. Alright, so everybody hears this loud roar coming from within the pit, and you can hear like chains, like big heavy chains, like clink, clink. I mean, but these things are like thick and heavy, and the center of the pit, it actually everybody starts hearing like a rumble, and it's like the ground starts shaking, and you can see like little pebbles and sand kind of vibrating, as like the center of the pit starts rising. And now it's only maybe like 20 feet deep, from where before you couldn't really tell how far down it was. And you can see a giant ape that's chained, its feet and its arms are chained to the center of the pit, and it's there and it's screaming and it's trying to like pull the chain, so it's ching, 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 stuff like that. And then, you hear more stuff from the announcer. Are you ready for the final event? And people start, cheering and screaming out, stuff like that. And then eventually, the chains, get released, and you can see it like kind of running around a little bit. And it's like it goes to like, like its instinct is to quickly jump to the edge of the pit, and try and climb out. And then as it does that, it's like everybody can see like an arc of electricity come out of the ground and like kind of surge through this giant ape's body, and it falls down, to the center of the pit again. And then everybody hears like a loud like latches being opened, and then gates. You can start hearing multiple gates open, clink, 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 and then you can immediately start hearing all these different kinds of like high-pitched screeches, and you can start, you start seeing a bunch of like velociraptors starting to run in towards the center, and they also like jumping on the ape, and the ape is like just randomly flinging them about and smashing them and grabbing one and smashing it into the other, and it's just like this crazy battle that's going on where all these like velociraptors start jumping on this creature, and it's like it'll like tear into its back, jump onto its back and like bite its shoulder, and then this like giant ape will reach behind its back and like kind of rip it off of its back, and then quickly like punch it with the other one and then slam it into the ground. And it's just like this brutal, savage, crazy fight going on where this thing is like defending its life from all of these different, like little dinosaurs that are running out.
Yeah. Who could possibly win in a fight like this? Surely these animals aren't criminals or trying to become wealthy or glorious. This is barbaric.
The people seem to be enjoying it.
It's rather heartbreaking.
Yeah, and it's like there are bodies of these velociraptors just starting to accumulate on the floor. 5 of them are on the floor not moving. Then eventually it's 10, then 15, then 20. And the giant ape is just sitting there, and it's like all bloody, and you can see like patches of fur that have been torn away or bitten away, and like chunks of its flesh are missing. And eventually after like probably a good 5 minutes, close to 10 minutes, it winds up like knocking out or taking out the last one, and it stands victorious like around this just pile of probably 30 or 40 velociraptors that came at this creature. And it's sitting there exhausted and bleeding. It's it's just sitting there in the middle of this like kind of pit with all these things. And
how big is that ape?
The giant ape, it's gargantuan size, so it's probably in between 15 and 20 feet tall.
Okay.
And
that creature is incredible.
And it's there, and it's like King Kong, just a big ass ape, and it's there, and you hear
Jakob, what do they call that creature?
It is a giant ape.
Yes, but does he have a name?
Not that I'm aware of. They try not to name their things here because a name is associated with some kind of attachment. Sometimes, the beasts last for a long time. Sometimes they are dead within 5 minutes.
Why do they have the beasts fight each other? Who's they?
Well,
Who is doing this?
Whoever owns the beasts. They can put in either people or animals, and they set up the bouts with like-minded people. So if you, for example, were a giant scorpion tamer, you can put your creatures in versus whoever is willing to fight them.
Oh.
I see.
Funny that you should mention that.
Specific creature.
What, the scorpions?
Yes.
Yes.
They're pretty common.
Oh, I see.
You can probably buy a couple outside.
Oh, we've seen them in the wild. It's fine.
Yes. They can be dangerous, but the poison can be harvested. In addition to the carapace, can be turned into armor.
Interesting. Well, maybe we should go back to the site of the crime, so to speak.
Crime? What do you mean?
The crime of the scorpions almost murdering us all.
Almost does not count. You can tell me about it later on when we get home.
Certainly. We would love to regale you our tales of adventure and near-death experiences. I would love nothing more than to relive it again.
It's the life. I used to be an explorer myself. But that was before I came here. It's a lot safer and more profitable doing different things.
Well, I cannot wait to hear about your business.
Oh, yes. Yeah, we'll get to all of that later on. So announcer, kind of wraps up the battle, and then, thank you all for coming. We'll have some light entertainment for the next couple of hours if you want to relax and hang out and hand square up on all your business and blah, blah, blah. Thank you all for coming to the arena, and we will see you all tomorrow, early afternoon. Stuff like that. And, people, they start mingling with each other. A couple people start leaving immediately. It's like a movie when the credits come up. Some people hang out. Some people, they leave immediately. Stuff like that.
Well, Jakob, are you heading out? Should we join you?
Yes, please. Yeah, definitely. Is it just you?
Well, it's the four of us, yes.
Oh, yes, that's yeah, okay. All right, excellent. Yes, come, yeah, I guess we should leave now. You see him, he said, actually, give me a few minutes. I need to collect from a couple of people.
Okay.
You see him kind of like, don't go anywhere, though.
Okay, we will stay right here.
Easy to get lost in this place. And you see him kind of wander off, and
okay.
He comes. You hear him laughing, and somebody else.
While he's gone, I'll turn to the rest of the group. So, do you all think that we can trust this stranger? He seems perfectly trustworthy to me.
He's giving us no reason not to trust him.
Yes, but it's an old trick where somebody offers something that you need, and they offer to take you somewhere, and then they lead you into a dark alley somewhere, and you get accosted.
Well, I did approach him, so perhaps not in this case.
They can try to accost us.
It is four of us, and...
However many of him.
Yes. I don't know how many is in his party or at his house, but it would be nice to be acquainted with the city.
I think you mean 5 of us. I think if anything happened, Baby would go after him.
Oh, Baby would definitely hold her own.
She would defend us. You spoil her so much.
With good reason.
Mm-hmm.
She is adorable and also feisty.
Yes.
Well, if anyone thinks things are getting suspicious, let's have a little signal between the 4 of us.
A code word?
A code word, sure, or maybe a physical action like
Draw my weapon.
drawing your weapon. No, if you want to be subtle about it, maybe stroking your eyebrow with your index finger, like you're brushing something off.
Oh, I do that motion occasionally already.
All right, maybe tug on an earlobe then.
Does it have to be our earlobe?
No, tug on any earlobe.
I just wanted to make sure. Okay, baby, did you get that? I still look at baby and slightly tug on her ear, like, okay, that means we gotta go.
Okay, then the earlobe.
Okay, and what about a code word? What's the code word?
The code word could be...
Unicorn taco.
What were those creatures called again?
Which ones?
Chocobos?
Yeah, the chocobos, but were they called chocobos in this game?
I mean, well, I don't know about the legal repercussions of using that word.
Yeah.
So we will call them.
Square and X is definitely going to come
Sparkle
after us.
Okay.
Sparkle butt birds.
We will call them Choco Nose.
No.
So if anyone brings up
Gross.
the Choconos, then we will know that it's time to leave. How about that?
Okay.
Just make sure not to bring them up in casual conversation.
I
What
don't
if
think I
this
would.
man has a lot of them?
Now, what happens if he is
What if he is a traitor? Ah, that is true. Well,
Don't worry about it.
I'm not the best with words.
It's okay.
Logan, you are.
I'm sure everything will work out.
We could use the name of one of our lost companions.
Ah, we could. What were their names again?
I don't know.
We all look at Logan.
Excuse me. They're with the forgotten ones now.
Rest in peace. Gone and forgotten.
R.I.P.
There was a couple. There was Nathan,
Vero.
Vero.
Oh yeah, Vero.
How about
Vero.
Vero? We bring Vero up.
Vero.
Okay, we'll talk about Vero.
If we need to get out of there, we could just reference Vero. Okay. This
You know,
is a plan. This is a good
I
plan.
had a whole Vero song written out, and I'm never going to get to use it now.
Well, perhaps if we are in danger, then you may use it to alert us.
There you go.
It's true. If we're in danger, you sing us a song. And...
The Vero song specifically.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
all of you can also call out the word as well if you
Yes.
see something.
Yes. We are all agreed. We will not die on this evening.
I feel like you're jinxing it by saying that.
And by we, I mean I. Right. A good 10-15 minutes go by. You guys are discussing your plan. If you want more time, let me know. Otherwise, I'll just...
No, I think
No.
we discussed it all.
Okay.
Yeah, just enjoy some wine, chuckle a little bit about Vero.
Okay. All right. Jakob comes back, and you can see he has a small chest that he's holding, like underneath his arm, and he kind of like, he like taps it, shh. Tonight was a good night. Come, let's go and relax.
Lead the way.
And the person next to him is, my dear, come. And she just kind of nods. And he's like idle chit chat or whatever. Oh, what a great night.
Yeah,
that was
did you
really
win?
cool. Oh, I did
Your
very
bets?
well. Yeah, I did very well this evening. The fates, they smile upon me. So.
Well, perhaps it's a good omen that we met then.
Oh yes, definitely. Did you take care of your tap?
No, we did not. No. Where can we do that?
I tell you what, I will take care of it for you. Part of my
Oh, that is
hospitality.
too kind.
Yeah, my pleasure. I did good, and like I said, the fates smiled on me. It's only good that I paid for it.
Well,
Well.
thank you very much.
We will not forget it.
All right. So, all right. Well, everyone, if you will, come after me, and we shall go to my villa. So, he, as he's leaving, one of the vendors, he kind of talks with them for a brief moment. You can hear him say, put their tab on mine. I will square up with the game master, and they congratulate him on his winnings. And he's like, oh, thank you, the fates have been kind to me, blah blah blah. And he's like, okay, now it's time to relax, and I'd like to get home before the sun sets. And so he goes out. He leads you through the tunnel that goes outside. You can see, a lot of the vendors are closing up their shops. They're getting like these big tarps, covering up the cages, setting things up, and a nice carriage comes, it gets pulled up to the front of this arena, but it's being drawn by a giant scorpion. This scorpion,
Oh.
it's not like the neon blue color, like the ones you experienced. This one's more like an earthy, like a brownish gray. The two pincers, they're bound. You can see like these metal bands that are keeping them closed, and you notice very quickly that there's like a sheath, like a thick leather sheath or something that's been placed over the point of its stinger. But it's hooked up to the harness. Of this really beautiful carriage. Seems to be made out of like some kind of dark wood. And it has like a matching burgundy, trimming and accoutrements. That kind of match, Jakob's garb, and it kind of like comes up. There's nobody piloting it or nobody driving it. So it just kind of comes up and it stops. He kind of waves his hand, and the door slowly opens up, and like a carpet just kind of like rolls down, from like this carriage or whatever, and it actually like it rolls down, so it's like a slide, and then it quickly like crinkles up and turns into like stairs. He grabs the hand of the person he's with, and kind of like escorts her, like helps her get into the carriage, and then goes to Melica next. Milady.
Thank you.
Yes,
I'll
of
take his
course.
hand and go up in the carriage.
Right.
Although
He
I am
seems-
terrified of the scorpion.
He seems very, very, very gentlemanly. Very kind. He seems like a pretty nice dude. And then he offers for the everybody else to follow. But the thing is, like, as you step into this carriage, it's much larger on the inside than the outside. Like on the outside, it looks like it might have fit 4 people tightly. But inside, it's actually like a nice room. It's probably like 25-foot square, and there are like couches all over the place, and there's a nice there's like tables, and you can see like trays with drinks, and there's shelves with books, and like all this really cool stuff. This is definitely not what you were thinking would be inside this carriage. Everybody gets in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Reluctantly.
Yeah. So what happened?
Leicester's like very. I guess I'm going into.
Okay, yeah. The door closes behind. It's very comfortable in here, and it smells like wildflowers. And there's like a breeze inside this place. Very gentle, but it's nice. It's very comforting. And just like idle chit chat again. Whatever. And you can see him. He has his little chest, and he opens it up, and he's like, "Oh, don't mind me. I'm just making sure everything is good here. And we'll be at my place shortly." And you see him, he's like stacking coins and shit like that. He doesn't even care that you guys can see, but you can see a mixture of gold and silver and platinum coins. And,
Whoa.
just like, quick glance of, what he's counting. He probably has like 600 or 700 gold worth of stuff, if not more, that he's just kind of counting up right there.
Wow.
And so how long have you been here?
It's been maybe 3 days now. We shipwrecked south of Bakanuya. Went there for a couple of days. Was
You went to
unable.
Mamawanas. Very nice place.
Oh yes, we were staying there actually.
How's Banatu doing? He's still running it?
Yes, he is.
Good man. He's a good
Very
man.
excellent host.
And some very nice waitresses there, Tamia and Aura.
Aura. She's been there for a while?
I don't know.
Well, I was there probably, I want to say 6-7 months ago, and Aura was there. She took care of us. Very pleasant woman.
Yeah, she's still there.
She was very pleasant too.
Excellent. All right. Well, my place isn't too far along.
Oh, may I ask, Jakob, now, what is your business? Do you breed scorpions?
Are you a doctor?
Am I a doctor? Did you say a doctor or adopted?
A doctor.
Doctor. Oh,
Are you a doctor? It's a very personal question.
no, neither. I deal mainly with like arcane gems and like little dreamers and minor magical things hidden there, scrolls,
Oh,
stuff like
well,
that.
I might be interested in some of your wares, but we could discuss it later. I mean, after
Yes.
tomorrow or something.
Yes, definitely. I'm sure the fates have introduced us to each other for a reason.
I agree.
So yeah, so after maybe 15, 20 minutes or whatever in the carriage, you all pull up, to a really nice, like a multi-story villa, like right here on the edge of the water. Oops, not that. Like right here, and it seems like it's probably like 3 floors tall. Plus, there's like a tower, that's also attached to it, which probably goes up for like another 20 feet or so. And this is like a really beautiful high-end house. And the carriage pulls up to the front, and there's like a fountain, in the front, and the carriage stops there, and the door opens. And there were people. There are 2 women who are in similarly colored robes. Their faces aren't covered, but you can see tattoos on their cheeks. Like they have like the tribal tattoos, and it kind of like goes on their noses and on their cheeks only, like not their chins and not their foreheads. But it kind of just like very like dainty kind of swirls, all just solid black ink. Different tribal swirls and whatnot. And as it opens and the carpet rolls out and turns into steps, they're all sitting there and they kind of like bow, and they're waiting for everyone, to come out. The companion that Jakob has, she's escorted out first. Her hand is offered, and they escort her down the stairs, and then Jakob's like, after you, yes, first.
Yeah, I go.
I proceed.
Same.
Everybody leaves and he follows. It closes. The carpet goes back in, and then the door closes, and you say, "Welcome to my abode." And kind of walks up to the front, and like there's these beautiful like marble stairs, like maybe 2 steps high, and it leads to a big platform, and then there's these huge wooden doors. They're probably 15 feet tall, maybe 10 feet wide after the split, and there's like a nice border around them, and the doors open, and it reveals like this beautiful marble inlaid floor, probably like a 30-foot diameter circle, and there's like a beautiful fountain in the middle, and the theme, it's like a desert garden, kind of deal. So there's no plants or anything, but it's like there are like statues of wide leaf desert plants, So everything's just made out of like either limestone or marble or something to that effect, And then there are 2 staircases that go up on either, like either side, And then there's like another set of double doors that are on the other side of the circle, like the foyer, and those open up, and it leads into like a really large, like just a large sitting area, where like these very plush couches. It's kind of like the carriage, but on a larger scale. This place is probably 50 feet across and deep, and it looks like a place where it could probably house a good 50, 60 people if like a nice formal gathering was to be, kept here. And he's like, please, make yourself at home. All of my servants here will tend to you in any way you like, and then we can share our stories. And then he gives the companion he was with, he gives her like a kiss on the forehead, and he says, Yasmina, I will be with you after entertaining our guests. And she just kind of like does a bow. She hasn't said a single word, as far as you guys know. And then she kind of like just kind of looks at everybody and does a quick like a bow or a curtsy, and then she kind of walks off with 2 of the other servant women. And he's like, help yourself. There's wine, there's fruits, it's all different, anything you could think of. I probably have it here.
Well, I think we could all certainly use some bathing, but that could happen later. I mean, unless I wouldn't want to get your nice furniture all
I,
filthy.
I appreciate the concern, but I would not worry about it. There are enchantments here that will take care of the meager tasks.
Oh, excellent.
After all, it's
I-
kind of what I do, you know.
Are you a wizard?
Not a wizard. I do practice with some of the arcane magics, though.
Yes, well, this is an incredible home, Jakob.
Oh, thank you.
I,
I won it in a bet.
Ah,
A bet in Ibat.
it is quite impressive. I don't think I've ever seen anything so luxurious, save for the royal temple at the city of Palias.
And there are lots of places like this in Ibat around the water here.
And what is that large structure in the middle of the lake?
Believe it or not, it's a mystery. Nobody goes in or out, but it is believed that there is a powerful entity that resides within. And the temple of the Witherer to the south, they're the ones who maintain that temple in the middle. But it is off limits to all but very few. None of which I know.
Did you say what I just think you said? Oh man.
the Temple of the Witherer?
Carry on.
Did you say the Temple of the Witherer?
Yes.
All right. Have I ever heard of any of that in my stories?
Everybody roll a religion check for me.
The Witherer?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Can I have advantage?
Wrong character.
I mean, I am of the church.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Leicester and Melica. You both know of the Witherer. The Church of the Witherer is something that's fairly. It's not too old, you know, as far as you know. Over the last, I want to say within the last 3 years, the temple has been gaining some kind of recognition. It's believed to be an older religion that was long forgotten, and it resurfaced. You know, after the siege on Peleus took place, there were a couple of actually like forgotten gods, darker gods or whatever, that have started to resurface. But the Witherer has,
Like Ushura?
yeah, exactly. You know, the Witherer has mixed feelings. You know, like from the general populace, there are a lot of grave clerics, like grave domain clerics, who worship the Witherer, and they tend to be more on the neutral side. You know, where, you know, it's a typical grave cleric where, you know, destroy undead, you know, stuff like that. But they still dabble, you know, with like necromancy and things like that. And then there's another section of the Witherer, which is, you know, the darker side, because the Witherer actually controls 2 domains. He has access to the death domain and to the graves domain. So it depends. But they are definitely gaining recognition throughout the world. However, you know, relatively reborn or new, they are.
Death domain and what other domain?
Graves?
Great.
Graves. So that is quite interesting. How long has the Church of the Witherer been involved with this temple?
For as far as I can remember. But getting back to your original, you know, query, Ibat is actually from the same place that you are all from. This town was located maybe half a day outside of Bear. And it wound up here, the entire city. Disappeared and wound up here. Which really
Where is
interests me.
here?
Bear is to the south, the Golden Sands deserts.
No. I said, where is here?
Oh,
The Isle
here.
of Six?
Well, yes, it's somehow wind up coming here into this tropical jungle area. But what's interesting also is that they grabbed a piece of the desert with it. So it's like this, the area just southeast of us is actually part of that desert, which was sucked into these isles.
Hmm.
Now, I mean,
How is this possible?
I'm not sure. I'm still doing the research myself. I mean, the city came here, well, the town came here probably, I want to say it's almost 2 years now. Um, and I'm still trying
So,
to figure out exactly how it happened. And I still haven't figured that out. But at least we know what happened.
and were you brought here when the city was brought here also?
Yes.
How long ago was that?
It's about 2 years.
And there was a great storm, and the ship went down, and then we woke up on the beach.
I hear a lot of stories like that. That's kind of what happened here. There was a big sandstorm. There was a sandstorm, and this weird like black rift was opening in different places, and it was pulling people in and spitting people out, and it was a very interesting event.
Did these rifts happen to have black tentacles?
Yes, actually.
You see, this is a phenomenon we've encountered several times over the past couple of days.
What do you think it means? Any insight on this?
We are not sure, but it has consumed several of our companions. Well, our acquaintances, you could say. But we fear that we may never see them again, but if the rift and the tentacles pulled the whole city here,
It has.
maybe they are not gone.
I'm not sure, but it's quite disturbing. But
You know,
over the last 2 years that I have been doing my research, one thing I noticed about this place, like I haven't really gone out of the town too much. I mean, I've explored a little bit of the desert, and I've explored a little bit, of the surrounding areas. I've been to, through Mateo Loquila, and one thing that I noticed about this land, which is very weird, is the teleportation magics don't work the same as they do from our home.
How is that?
Either it doesn't work at all, or sometimes you wind up going to a different place, or sometimes instead of you teleporting away, something is teleported to you. So be careful when dealing with that.
we all shared a vision or a dream the night before the shipwreck. And as I recall, it was a dark place in between a circle of stones that were raised up. And in the center was a large black pit with these tentacles. And we had to fight off strange creatures that were around it. And after we met each other on the beach, we happened to find out that we all shared this dream.
That is very interesting. Very interesting.
Did you have strange dreams before your sandstorm?
Not that I can recall, no.
I wonder what it means.
So where are we then?
I'm still not exactly positive. I just know with great certainty that we are not in Ocaria.
So if we happen to take a boat out into the water, the chances of actually going back to Okaria would be what?
None?
I am not a person of the seas. I do not know that. I mean, if it was up to me, I would teleport. That's
Would
how I
anyone
got to
here
it
know
before.
how to get to Akaria?
Not that I know of offhand. I mean,
Have you?
if I knew of any way to get back, then I would be conducting business between both of these places. Because this area, the surrounding area, it's quite fascinating. There are many magical creatures out in the jungles. The desert over here is an amazing place for adventure, however dangerous. You know, the sands are constantly shifting, and what happens is there are rune sites that can appear overnight and then disappear a few days later. You know, there have been times when we go out for an excavation or something, we find a place. You know, we'll try to, maybe do a little bit of exploring. And then we go outside to camp, and then the next morning the entire rune site is missing, along with whoever might have been in there.
Melica,
Yes.
show Jakob the portal on the map.
Of course, yes. I roll out the map and I point it out to him. This is a strange map that I found on the beach where we crashed. And we noticed this on the way here. This portal type symbol. What do you think it is? Have you been there?
Hold on, let me switch maps so you can ping exactly. I think I know what you're talking about, but I just want to make sure.
It's to the northeast of Ibat.
Okay, hold on.
There's a road going in that direction. We decided not to go down that road.
Let's see. Oh god.
It's blurry.
Where
Okay,
the
I see it
shapes
now.
are different.
Okay. I have not been out there myself, but some of the people that I have hired to explore the areas, they have described the area to be closest to what I would describe as the Fey realm.
The Fey realm.
Highly magical forest. Very exotic creatures. Magic works differently there. And again, this is all hearsay. I have not been there myself.
But how is that possible? That the Fey realm could be here?
I don't know, my dear.
Without a barrier even? This is all quite strange, indeed. Now, Jakob, I couldn't help but notice you mentioned Mateo Killa.
Mm-hmm.
You said you had been there.
Yes.
What is it like?
It's a very dangerous part of the jungle, more so than the surrounding areas.
Well, that's what we heard.
There are lots of rune sites in there. Supposedly, Mateo Kila was an area that the Akawin were originally from. So they defend that area with great ferocity. But the land is cursed. So if you die on that land, you have a short time to save the spirit. Otherwise, the body can become possessed.
On our way here, we saw undead in that area east of the road.
That's to be expected. A lot of the people, they call them the bone walkers. And they're like the cursed spirits or the cursed bodies of the fallen.
And is there any? What's the best way to combat a bone walker?
With vigilance and curiosity.
Do they have any susceptibilities?
I mean, it depends. There are different kinds, but a nice hammer has always been good for crushing bones.
Agreed.
Yeah, I definitely have that.
So do I.
Well, hammer time.
Do you have a boat?
No, I'm not one for the
Have you-
waters.
Have you ever tried to return to Okaria then?
Not via traditional means. I figured, I mean, I tried to do the teleporting. I found a circle in the rune site maybe 7 months ago, and with the help of a fallen comrade, we tried to figure out how to activate the portal, and we actually wound up doing it. And my companion, the spirit, you can literally see it get ripped out of her body, and it went into the portal. And I went to go chase after it, and it spit me out in a different part of the desert. I was lost probably for, I don't know, 2-3 weeks, and then I eventually found my way back here to Ibat.
How did you survive on the desert so long?
The fates, they smile upon me. I have no other explanations.
Let's say one wanted to take a rowboat out in this lake around the little temple there and actually try to go in the temple. Would somebody try to stop us?
Yeah, more than likely. And it
The,
probably wouldn't turn out good for you.
Then maybe we will not try that.
But what if we just went around the temple and down out towards sea? Would anyone care if we were in the water there?
Well, the waterway, it connects to the mangroves, so it's not really used too much for passage, at least in the center. Out by the temple, by the southwestern,
This?
yes. By the temple, there are a couple of small docks over there with the boats, because that's the temple of the Witherer. They're the only people who go to and from the ziggurat in the center of this little pond lake. It's just kind of
Okay.
understood that people don't go there.
Are there any other religions observed? Any bots?
Any bots? Not really. That's the only temple there. There are a couple of other, worshipped personally, but there are no places of worship like Melandra. There are a couple of people who do pay tribute to, her. There's even a couple of Jelena worshippers, but they are not too common.
We were told metal weapons are hard to come by here on this island. Is there also a shortage here in Ibat?
Well, it depends. The problem is that the metals, they wind up rusting.
Yeah, I've noticed my armor and stuff starting to get pockmarks and the like.
It's just a matter of time, and it doesn't matter how you try to maintain it. The corrosive air is not nice for metal. Like over here, we have metal in the city. Most of the blades here do fine because it's more added. But if you go out into the jungle and the rest of the areas, especially closer to the waters, the metal gets eaten up probably within a couple of weeks. You don't want to be caught out in there with a weapon that's going to fall apart when you need it the most.
Is there anything that slows down this progression of decay?
Well, I mean, there is a little magic trick called mending that kind of helps a little bit. Sometimes you can find like a rare oil that you can use to like condition the armor, but again, that doesn't last very long. Otherwise, a magical enchantment, a permanent enchantment, will protect the ore from corroding.
And so, what's used as a substitute if you want a sword and you don't want to have one of metal?
Or
There's
armor.
different. Yeah, there's different materials. You can have it made out of bone or wood or like shells or bits and pieces of carapace from different animals. There's a couple of different ways, and they hold up fairly well.
What about like a diamond?
I mean, if you could find a stone that large and have one crafted, I'm sure it's possible. But that would be a lot of money. Lot of money. You might be able to find like an opal dagger or something like that, but to find like a short sword or a long sword, very, very rare. Come to think of it, I want one now.
How about obsidian?
Obsidian's a little bit more commonplace. We do get some traded from up north, by the Isle of Ashen Bone. Sometimes, we get merchants that come through and sell like bits and pieces.
So
Another
tell us
option.
about
I mean,
tell
you
us
can.
about the lady that was wrapped up at the arena.
Oh, that was the high priestess. That was the high priestess.
Of the Witherer?
Yes, yes. Lady Witherer.
Lady Witherer.
I have her name. Hold
Toss
on.
a coin to your wither.
Her name is Sulara Ghul.
Sulara.
Yeah, so Sulara, and then Ghul. Lady Witherer, High Priestess Sulara Ghul.
Dresses like a mummy.
Oh, all of
Okay.
them are like that. It's a tribute to their entity. Their deity.
And how do they get along with the Temple of Ushara?
I don't mix too much with the different religions. Unless business, is unless coin is being exchanged. I don't get too involved, and it's more profitable for me to remain neutral.
No, but I mean, between the Temple of the Witherer and the Temple of Ushara, are they on friendly terms? Or
I mean, like
otherwise?
I don't pay attention to that. I mean, I have not noticed any outright war or peace with them, as far as I know.
We didn't notice any conflict on the way here.
Yeah, I mean, I want to say there is more problems with the Sisters of Rot than there would be with the Temple of Ushra.
Okay.
The Sisters of
Rot.
Do
What?
I rot?
Rot.
I want to rot.
I'm really just thinking that in my head.
Oh, that's my arm.
Hmm. Well, we
ROT?
Uh-huh. Yep.
Okay.
Well,
I want a goblin named Rot now.
That's a good goblin name.
So, I mean, okay, so is everybody like kind of drinking and eating and being social, or is it just like a...
I think I'll be
like-
eating but not drinking alcohol.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll eat and drink. Yeah,
Okay.
do it.
Yeah, he's drinking, his wine, snacking on, little, like sugar dried dates and figs, things like that.
Well, unfortunately, we're not as wealthy as yourself. We're going to need to earn some coin. And would you have any recommendations?
Well, I mean, as far as wealth is concerned, everybody starts somewhere, and to be completely forthcoming with you, I was not as fortunate back before Ibat came here. The competition was not as favorable back at home. So, again, the fates smile upon me. As far as recommendations, what would you like to do? What do you do?
Well, I'm good at finding out secrets and sharing them with people who need them for coin.
Okay, is what a gossiper for hire?
No, more of an information
An information broker.
broker. Yes.
I see. Okay, are you always this forthcoming with your profession?
I had no idea of this profession.
Oh, really? He kind of like sits back and crosses a leg, and like, you know, lets the goblet's like kind of just like dangling between like his middle and ring finger now, and he's
I
like
mean,
kind
I
of cupping it.
I also entertain, and I
Oh,
get my
yes, this
mandolin out.
is very entertaining.
And I'll start playing a tune on my mandolin. But
Where's the music? Why did my music stop? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
people need to know things, and they're willing to pay more than for what they want to hear, music-wise.
I understand that. So, is it safe to assume that the information I am providing has value then?
Uh, yes, you've been of great value.
All right. Well, I guess I'll run a tab with you.
Absolutely. I think we should all pitch in. You've been helpful to us all.
I can't take your coin in my home. That would be disgustingly rude of me. I was only playing. But that's very interesting information.
I am sure we'll find a way to benefit each other.
Well, as long as you can make my coffers heavier, then sure. That would definitely benefit me. Now we just need to figure out what would benefit you, besides the information that I'm providing.
We would like to continue on our journey that was interrupted.
Where are you headed? Oh yeah, you said you were going to another city.
Vidania.
Yes.
Vidania. That's Elven City, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, if you figure out a way, please let me know. I would actually pay 1,000 coins. I will give you 1,000 coins if you can tell me how to get off these islands.
I think it would probably be worth more than that.
Well, in theory, but I guess we could cross that bridge when we get there.
Are there other things you would like to know or just acquire? I'm also good at acquiring things for people.
Yeah, I would like to also ask, where is a reasonable place to stay in the city? An inn or a...
There is a couple of places. If you want something that's about like average, you can go to the Magic Carpet Tavern. It's actually in between here and the gates, and it kind of gives you directions to like this place over here.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, one of the Nadine family advised us about that place.
The Nadines, Drake dealers, interesting people they are. Interesting people. If you want something a little bit more fancy, there is a place over here, which is called the Gilded Lantern. Those are the only two places I would recommend in this place. There are a couple of more shady places, like closer to the walls, but you're just as likely to catch something, sleeping there, than you will get a night rest.
So is there a sultan of Ibat, a king?
No, it's really there's not the ruler so much in that sense. The temple pretty much oversees, the ins and outs of this
Hmm.
place. Although sometimes they do butt heads with the uh, the 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 small academy, to the north.
Oh, the academy to the north?
Yes, over here. Kind of gives directions, that way. Mm-hmm.
And what sort of academy is it?
Oh, they do arcane. That's where I actually I do a lot of work for them. We work with each other. I help them acquire components and odds and this, that, and the other thing. Sometimes I go in there and I teach a little bit.
Hmm. And is there anything that you've been looking for or be needing?
Well, I mean, not necessarily. I think I'm okay at the moment.
Well, I hate to be rude, but I certainly could use some rest that we had a long journey.
I have plenty of place here. Plenty of space here. If you don't, be my guest. Be our guest. Be
Be our
our
guest.
guest.
Do, 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 do.
We got a Disney-themed
Yeah,
episode
Disney
tonight.
is.
I would love to run a D&D themed game with songs and everything.
Aw,
I would
Oh,
really like
man.
to do that. Like maybe a one shot or something small, but whatever.
amazing.
I love
A party of
musicals.
bards.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Bard Party. Nothing would ever get done. We would just spend the whole time in the tavern.
Yeah. But yeah, you are more than welcome to stay here for the night if you like. I'm not really set up for long time guests, but you know,
Sure.
yeah, I had an excellent night. You seem like amazing people, and it's good to, I mean, like a lot of the other people here in Ibat, the people who have been here for over a year or so, they will be familiar with Ocaria, although their memories might be fading a bit. Um, I'm not sure why mine is as keen as it is, though. But sharp as a tack.
Is that something that happens to everyone who's been teleported?
You know, I have not really put too much effort into studying how, accurate or predominant that would actually be. I've just noticed, maybe, sometimes people, they like to black out things. It's easier than dealing with the loss of something that they fear they may never be able to get back.
Hmm. There is certainly a darkness involved in all of this.
There is some magic where I don't know the spell. I mean, I know a lower level version of it, but where you can talk to somebody who's very far away. Have you tried communicating with anybody via magic
I I'm
from Ocaria?
familiar with what you're saying. It is a one of the weaker magics, and I am not capable of doing that myself.
Well, Jakob, we have certainly been. It's been a pleasure to make your acquaintance, and I feel like I have learned so much tonight. I must pray on this and think.
Okay, well, I mean, feel free to like I said, be my guest and make yourself at home. You know, different rooms, can be afforded to each of you. What I'll do is I'll just have a couple of my servants here. I'll have them check up. Then you can have some extra rooms. I should have enough for each of you. But tonight has been very exciting for me. Um, I must retire. The old lady, she's missing me. If you know what I mean. And yeah, so if you need anything, please call out to one of my servants. They will assist you in any way you like. And that's it. So if there's anything, unless there's anything else you wish to know or whatever, I think I'm going to retire to my quarters.
Thank you, Jakob. Good night.
Yeah. Thank you. Good night. And he will quickly walk off. Or, well, not quickly, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, what an interesting man.
That was a lot to take in.
So much.
We were really lucky to run into him.
Very lucky. And I think perhaps it was more than luck.
There you go again.
Yes, your divine intervention.
It could have been. We did learn quite a bit. Ibat is not of this land. It's just, I just can't even understand. How is it possible?
Yeah, I thought magic was involved. Now I know magic was involved.
It's certainly a very powerful magic.
Something that pulls me to that temple.
Oh, really?
You are drawn to it?
I don't know. It just seems weird that a place of worship isn't allowed to be worshipped. Like, you know what I mean?
It's like maybe they're trying to hide something.
Yeah.
So
I
the
agree.
followers of the Witherer do not enter as either?
Maybe they do. Maybe they have something in prison there.
I do not think it wise to meddle in another's religion.
Does Melandra have any rivals?
Well, of course, all the gods do.
I see. And, well, if Melandra has a rival, why cannot you?
Melandra urges all of her followers to walk the path of light.
Well, actually, hold on, just
Okay.
Melandra and Jelena are like constantly butting heads.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Jolene. Jolene.
Jolene, Jolene. Oh my god.
Right. So if
Jolena. Other than the dark goddess Jolena, we do not speak of her.
Yeah, like those are like arch enemies, kind of, you know.
yeah, maybe like say the followers of Jelena were trying to keep you out of a place, you'd want to go in there, wouldn't you?
No, I would not want to go in there. I want nothing to do with them.
I wouldn't go in there simply because I do not wish to end up in the pit.
Right. I suppose that's where people go when.
We must stay focused.
Yeah.
Logan, remember, we are not here to meddle in this land. We are here to get on with our own personal quests.
Oh, I beg to differ, Melica. This land meddled with us.
I haven't thought of it that way.
And Alcaeus here seems inspired by that temple, so I was just entertaining his idea, really.
It could be a bad idea. Could be a good idea.
Are you all just staying in like this big lounge area? Do you want to like walk around, or what do you guys do?
Yeah. I was walking around because you told me there were books, so I wanted to see what sort of books he had on his shelves.
Yeah, I'll look for some books too.
Okay. Anybody else want to raid the shelves?
Baby's
Not
just
too
cleaning
enough.
up all the plates.
What'd you say, Tyler?
If the two's enough.
Okay. You're looking through, you're looking through like the different books, and some of these shelves probably go, they go as tall as the ceiling, which could be like 20 feet or so, and all of these books very high end. They're all like leather bound. They have like gold lettering, like gold leaf lettering and like trim and stuff like that. Is there anything in particular you're looking for, or like what?
Yeah, spell books.
Okay. I mean, in order to find a spell book, you have to open it and look.
Yeah, well, I'll start opening some ones that might have arcane symbols on the outside.
Okay. I mean, you're seeing just like spines. So, all right. So
Right.
you're gonna start looking for spell book quality books. Okay.
I
Right.
think Melica would be looking for information, books about the Witherer
Okay.
and that religion.
All right. How long do you want to search?
Probably about half an hour.
Okay.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
Okay.
Great minds.
Both of you spend solid half an hour, just pulling random books off of shelves. Quickly thumbing through pages. Like none of the titles really, like speak to you or call out to you or anything. But after half an hour, you find no books on anything religious, and you find no books that contain spell formulas.
The books that I did look at, what was the average sort of type of book genre?
Um, I was thinking more like you would kind of open it and flip through it and be like, okay, this isn't what I'm looking for, and you just put it back and continue looking for what you're looking for.
I see. Okay.
They're all just a bunch of beach reads.
Just like just miscellaneous. Nothing.
James Patterson.
Like if you want to
Stephen
look for something
King.
else specifically, then let me know.
Maybe something about the Feywilds.
Okay, how much time do you want to spend looking for that?
No, never mind. I think Melica's probably tired after this because
It's probably like 10:30
she wasn't
in the evening.
joking
by this time.
about what? What time is it?
It's about like 10:30 in the evening.
10:30.
Oof.
Yeah, because the game's finished about like just after 8.
Yeah. Well, she wasn't joking about being tired from the journey.
Well, are there any servants around?
Yeah. There's two women that have just been standing there watching you guys the whole time.
Okay.
Well, maybe Melica will spend 10 minutes looking for books on the Feywilds. Just 10.
Okay. All right. What's everybody else doing?
I'm going to speak to one of the servants and say, hello, my name's Logan. Was wondering if I might be able to take a bath before going to bed.
Yes, of course. Would you need assistance?
Sure, that'd be fine.
Excellent. I will prep everything for you.
Okay.
My ears perk up at bath and be like, ooh, can you prepare 2?
And a third, please.
Third, are you all going to bathe together?
No.
Separate,
Separate.
please.
Oh, come on. Let's all go in one big tub.
We can have several bathe with you if you like, sir.
If the tub is large enough, I don't see a problem with it.
We have private and social accommodations.
Well, I guess we could all use some more time to discuss.
As long as you're fine with bathing with a raccoon.
Sure.
I'm fine with it. She's very clean raccoon.
Okay.
So
So we'll all get a big one.
very well. I shall retrieve you all in 20 minutes.
Yeah, so yeah, Melica will spend 10 minutes looking for Feywild books.
All right. Anybody else want to do anything? Well, Leicester and Alcaeus, you guys have been there for like, let's say 40 minutes. You want to do anything special?
Nope. Just chill.
Chilling? Okay. Leicester?
Leicester would have been, after hearing about the medal, started looking at all of his tools, his arrows, and his daggers to see the damage on them.
You can, after thoroughly investigating, you can start seeing some like rust and stuff starting to pick up on whatever's metal. Yep.
That's it.
Okay. All right. Give me 1 second.
Time for the hot spring episode. Can't wait for the conveniently placed bubbles of steam.
All right. Just give me 1 second, guys.
What do you mean by that? Conveniently placed.
Whenever you watch an anime where they're in like a hot spring or something, there's always just like perfect clouds of like mist covering
okay.
everything.
Covering.
Just barely
right,
covering everything.
okay. That's too
Convenient
funny.
mist.
Convenient mist. If this were an anime, every time it would turn to one of us, baby would be conveniently just in front of the camera.
Okay. All right. 20 minutes go by. The servant lady comes back, and please, if you all will. And she's kind of gesturing for everyone to follow.
Okay. We'll follow.
Yeah.
All right. Everybody follows, and the other servant lady takes up the rear, and they escort you down a hallway downstairs, and then it's like this like big room. It's probably, let's say, a 40-foot square, and this has like a very Roman kind of feel to it, where everything is like just like a white marble, and there are like pillars situated, every 10 feet or so, evenly about, and in the middle is a large 30-foot pool that's like shallow. It's maybe 3 or 4 feet deep, total, and you can like smell like a nice floral, aroma, kind of circulating in the air, and there's like a wall with a bunch of robes on it, that are like hanging from hooks, and there's like a couple of like little privacy walls that are portable, and here we are. Would you need assistance disrobing?
Oh, I can do that.
I can handle it.
All right. Well, there are some private areas here if you like. Otherwise,
Actually, assistance would be nice. I wouldn't want my companions to wait 10 minutes, 5 minutes, however long it takes to get my armor off.
yes, of course. And she does a quick little, quick little golf clap, and like 3 other women come out that are similarly dressed. And they start. They ask you how to assist you, and I guess you can explain, how to like start unstrapping straps and unbuckling buckles, and they start taking your armor off and stuff like that.
Long process.
Yeah.
Well, Melica will just take off her armor and everything down to the knickers and get in there.
Okay.
Yeah, Logan strips and gets in.
All right.
Yeah, I thought the baths at Mama Wanda's were nice. This is pretty sweet.
Yeah. So like there's these short little staircases with hand railings, on either the 4 corners of this this pool or whatever, and you all you slowly walk in, and it's very comfortable. It's a little on the warm side, but it's just very nice. It's relaxing and soothing, and like as soon as you go in, it's like whatever like little dirt and sand and whatever you had on your skin, it's like as soon as it touches the water and it goes underneath, like there's like kind of lights inside the pool, and you can see like all that dirt and whatever was on you is completely gone, like as soon as as soon as you get submerged in the water.
Cool.
That's amazing. I can't believe he won this in a bet.
Eventually yeah, so eventually, Alcaeus will get disarmed, unarmored or doffed or whatever, and then Leicester, what are you doing?
Just getting into the tub too.
Are you
Stripping
getting
down.
are you getting naked? Or are you going in there?
Yeah,
Like,
like
Okay.
Just swimming down.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's got
Gently
conveniently
placing
placed steam.
side with side.
And I mean, there's no, there's no discretion here at all. I mean, everybody can see everything. Eventually, Alcaeus gets in there, and it's like as his body enters the water, like all the hair starts like poofing out and standing up. Like under the water, and but other than that, everybody else can see everything, and they're all waiting on the outside. And they have baskets with soaps, which would pretty much be more like pampering than anything because the water just instantly cleans you. But
Right.
if
And
any
you
of you,
guys can probably see Melica's burn scars on the left side of her body.
Okay.
and they offer, if you'd like for us to come in with you, we can provide that service. We can bathe you, massage
What's
you.
Yeah, Leicester just leans over to one of them like, what does that mean?
Okay. Sure, I can go for a shoulder rub.
Yeah,
I could go for a foot rub.
yeah, sure. Yeah, you can sit on the edge, because there's like a bench kind of like under the water on the edges,
Uh-huh.
So let's say three of the women disrobe, and they had like beautiful olive skin and dark hair, and their bodies like no piercings, no tattoos, just completely flawless, like perfect skin or whatever. And they get into the water, and one of them starts massaging, Logan, and the other one's, rubbing soap on his chest and his whatever, and then somebody's giving, one of them is giving Melica a foot rub, and whatever else.
Well, this is quite nice. I never expected this in a bot.
I am glad we left Bucking on you.
Well, I am too, although the people were very kind there.
The wait staff was.
So
Yes.
anything special happening? You guys want to chill here and talk, or it's just very
Well,
relaxing?
Melica's probably just so relaxed.
Yeah,
Doesn't really have anything to say.
it's completely
Just
quiet in
basking in
here.
it.
You hear like the echo of like water dripping, or if somebody moves through the water, you'll hear like a little bit of echo of that, and you can see the reflection of the lights from underneath the water, like hitting the ceiling. How like a pool, it's in a shimmering light, across the ceiling and the walls.
Now that the four of us have spent some time together, I think perhaps we should talk about helping each other out as far as what we're going to do if we're not going to be able to make it back to Vidania.
What do you mean?
I mean, perhaps making our association more official. Perhaps we could do some jobs together, hire ourselves out for exploration or treasure hunting or something like that.
Well, I think it's clear that we all have some battle experience. Enough to suffice, at least.
I think we all have our own special, unique talents. Might be nice to have somebody with more spellcasting ability and maybe another warrior. But for the meantime, I think we could manage.
We don't need another warrior. Melica did a fine job in the front lines with me the other day.
You mean other than the times I almost died?
No, we all almost died.
That's true. That's true.
Yes, I guess I should thank you for protecting, making sure we all woke up.
Well,
Indeed.
now I cannot take all the credit.
And we all helped each other, and that's my point.
We did. I believe I can count on each and every one of you. And of course, baby.
Baby's doing little doggy paddles, circling.
Especially, baby.
Yes, it's rather nice to have people to rely on.
Do you not have many people back home, Leicester?
I have baby.
Well, now you have us, too.
I'm rather grateful.
I do think it best that we all stick together, no matter what happens. We're all strangers in a strange land, after all. Just as we would be if we had ended up in Fidania.
I feel rather fortunate. I had no direction either way. It made no difference where our boat landed.
I feel rather fortunate to be alive.
You're telling me.
All right, so you all relax, getting your massages, getting bathed, or just relaxing, doing whatever. And yeah, you're gonna talk and relax for a little bit. So let's say it'll be, let's say 11 p.m. inside pool area with servants being tended to. Yeah, and we'll end the session here because it's 10 o'clock. So yeah, interesting. More information gathering. Lots of information gathering. You got to watch some action, and then yeah, you found out a lot of information. So
A whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Oh, too much.
Yeah, so yeah, good game, everyone. It was cool.
You're referring to Temple of the Witherer?
Yeah, watch the last campaign if you're interested in that.
Okay.
And,
Which episode?
All of them.
all of them. There's 51. There's 160 hours of gaming or whatever, some shit like that, maybe more.
Whoa.
But yeah, so yeah, good game, everyone. I had fun. I love watching you guys roleplay because I get to actually relax and take notes and I get to go through my NPC names that I have written down here. And yeah, so yeah, if you like watching this, hit that subscribe button or that follow button on Twitch if you're catching us there. If you're catching this on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that little funky bell. That way you know whenever we upload the new episodes. You can show us some love on Facebook at facebook.com/the D20 Initiative. You can show some love to D&D 420, which I think Chey over here is representing.
Yep,
and,
yep.
Yeah, and go show some love to Mr. Jimmy St. James wherever you are. Miss you. Hope things are good. And I know Landon has an art page on Instagram. So what is that? At what?
Forever Cafe _
Forever Cafe _. Nice and easy to remember. You can go check out some of Landon's artwork and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm gonna put those links and stuff, down below once this gets uploaded to YouTube. So yeah, I hope everybody's getting ready for the holidays. My son's gonna be on vacation soon, so we could probably start playing a little bit later, until he gets back into school. So we'll have a couple of weeks depending on what everybody's doing.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so
All right.
So yeah, I guess with that said, great game, had fun. Is it Wednesday yet? And good night, people.
Good night.
Yeah, good night.
We didn't die.
We didn't die.
Didn't
Yeah,
We got a bath episode. We survived.